Hey, thanks for clicking on the video. Going to be another episode of SNTR Gaming News where we cover all sorts of gaming topics. It is a live show, so if you're watching the past broadcast, right here at the beginning of the video, I give you everything you're probably looking for. If you want my thoughts on why the challenges are still bad, there was a Halo Infinite Challenges update. We checked it out along with Halo Infinite SWAT and the other game mode updates. I think the challenges are still in a really bad place. This is an SNTR update. Halo Infinite has seen a pretty big update for many people, at least in multiplayer, with the addition of Halo Infinite's famous modes SWAT, as well as now Slayer, Fiesta, and Free-For-All. Baked into this update were updates to the challenges that we were promised would have some that were more tied to our performance in the game, as well as challenges that would not be so cumbersome or driving us into places we didn't want to go. I hate to inform you, my opinion is they're still very, very bad. After just a 2-hour play session, let me give you my thoughts. If you like these SNTR updates, be sure to hit subscribe and the bell button so you don't miss my uploads, or check out SNTR Gaming, where I stream this live. So first, I want to talk about how I saw virtually no difference in payout over the course of the 2 hours, except for what they've already done with the increase in payout for games 1 and 2, then games 3 and 4, and then 5 and 6. And then after you get out of that period of time, you're right back down into just getting 50 XP at the end of every match. Keep in mind, I haven't been playing that often, but every single time I've played for about 1.5 to 2.5 hours, and just now recently got into the second rank on the Battle Pass, and third was still not obtained yesterday. I had a ways to go, and when you see that you need 400 or 500 points and you're just getting these little 50s, it simply doesn't work. Just got a comment this morning on that stream yesterday where we showed off the updates, and somebody said that they had all these challenges that were driving them into game modes that they didn't want to play. They used challenge swaps and they still got game modes that they didn't want to play, and I want to address that as well. Typically, when I bring up the fact that the payout's not good and it drives people to only play in short spurts, I'm told that, well, you're supposed to use your weeklies. If you use your weeklies, you'll get more points. The weeklies were still driving me where I didn't want to go. I had these brand new game modes that I wanted to try out, and they wanted me to go into game modes or ranked or wherever. And it's like, I don't want to go do that right now, and I shouldn't feel coerced to do that. That should be sort of a bonus XP on top of what I am already doing, not something that feels necessary. If it feels necessary, then it doesn't feel like an optional challenge. It feels like a requirement. It feels like homework, and that's not how this system should be working from where I sit. They deserve applause for very quickly adding game modes that people were wanting. We were hearing that Slayer wasn't going to be added for quite some time, and to get it just a few weeks into the launch of the game is worthy of praise, but I just don't see how this system can work well for the long term, even though I know why they are doing it. I can have the knowledge in my head and know the reason they're doing this is because the season is supposed to last 6 months. But after barely 2 hours, I felt a lack of drive to play. One of our community members, he said that there's no, just one more game feeling. You're really close to leveling up. You're almost going to roll it over. You don't have that sense of just one more game because you're barely getting anything. You feel like it's a total waste of time. I had games where I was winning and losing, and there was zero sense of progress or even sort of a consolation prize like, hey, you didn't do so well, that was a rough match, but at least you got some XP. I also saw no evidence of any challenges that were tied to my performance. I had games where I did really, really well, and then I had games where I was the team's anchor, and it just didn't seem to matter, not really driving me to try or care or even want to come back, really. At this point, my suggestion would be make a second battle pass, even if it's just very thin and not that impressive. Make a second battle pass. Take Heroes of Reach, shrink it down to 3 months, and fix all this terrible pacing and XP payout, and just make a second battle pass, because this doesn't seem to be on a good path for that sense of progression. I think people are going to get irritated. It's great to have modes added, but if you feel that sense of futility and a lack of progress, folks are going to put the game down a lot quicker than you want. If you like these SNTR updates, hit subscribe and the bell button, and I'll see you in the next one. And I'll see the rest of you this morning. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome into another episode of SNTR Gaming. We appreciate you being here. We did try this out yesterday, and we were very displeased. Dope shirt. Thank you, Kat. I was really displeased that it didn't even take 2 hours, and I was like, I'm not getting anywhere. I'm not doing anything. You do have that sense for just one more game when you keep losing ranked matches. That was my group last night. Well, but that's not what I was talking about, though. I mean, that certainly can exist in that environment, sure. What's good, Feed? I see you in the chat. What's good, Hilly? Good morning. Happy Wednesday, Lono. Have a great stream. Thank you, Quiet Shy Girl. Good to see everybody in chat. Captain Toasty Buns, Bell 5900, Expiry, Nighthawk, Seraphim, Rudy Plays, Cheesy Donut, Willie K, Mitch, Solid Snake, Sanji, giving you guys some shout outs here. Cardoc, Fazimoto, Helper Man, Real King Salty. Good morning, guys. Good to see you all. J Murph, Robert Jones, my man Victor in the chat. King Keys, Donkey Sausage, Kareem, Craig, Bower Sox, Murph, Sorcerer of Havoc. Seeing a lot of good, great regular names as well as some newer names. Logan, good to see you guys all in chat. Would love to hear your guys' thoughts on this. You know, what in the world? This was supposed to be a big change. Good morning, Christina and Elgin and Zoe, D-Tom, Insomniac Black, Bowl of Ketchup, Lock Ray Down, Minch Tree. If I missed you guys, sorry about that. Good morning to everybody. Good to see you all. Ashen and Middle Tier, Sebastian Nerdsworth, Clay Road Trip, Frickmas Blend Brewing, and being able to watch the stream live is a good morning. Well, thank you for being here. I greatly appreciate that. I got the dark roast in my cup. Frickmas is brewing for my wife. I made dark roast for one of our relatives this morning, and they've been enjoying the coffee as well. So we appreciate you guys so much. Very, very much. Making sure that the live update went out okay that it did. So again, thank you guys so much for being here. Really appreciate it. Really appreciate that. Good morning, and we're in the romper room. Oh no, Frickmas blend. Oh, I already read that. Sorry. So yeah, my experience yesterday was largely positive. I want to give credit where credit's due. It was like, wow, they've already added game modes that people were asking for. Like, that's good. That's an impressive thing. That's definitely something that, you know, we were all wondering, like, how did this happen? How did you not have these, you know, the Halo challenges update is bad, but the Halo Infinite game modes update is excellent. Like, Halo Infinite SWAT is really, really fun. If you have not gotten a chance to dive in and enjoy some Halo Infinite SWAT, then you need to. You need to. Now, I know it's a little sweaty, and I know it's a little competitive, but it is still a good time. If you lean into it and you get good at landing those headshots, it can be very, very enjoyable. Hilly with a 10 spot says, Hazy Jane money. Thank you, Hilly. Oh, that's right. I wrote down another one that I'm supposed to buy this week. I might have to... Oh, shoot. I don't know where I put it. I don't know where I wrote it down. Oh, no. Whoever that was. Oh, Zombie Dust. Zombie Dust. There it is. I was like, I know I wrote it down here somewhere. What's good? Good morning. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday to you. You guys are the best. Good to see you in the chat. Good to see everybody. Good to see everybody in the chat. We appreciate you being here so much. Should be praised for fixing a problem that you create. Well, I mean, okay, I see where you're coming from, Xeno Wit. Like, I don't want to do that thing where, like, they spilled the milk and I'm giving them praise for cleaning the spilled milk. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I get that. I'm not going to dispute that. I certainly am not going to dispute that. But I'm also not coming out of my skin for them, right? Like, Halo Infinite SWAT is great, but that doesn't mean I'm, like, ignoring all of the other problems. Do you know what I'm saying? SWAT was insanely sweaty yesterday, or maybe I'm just rusty. Oh no, it's sweaty. It is. Like, we had some rough games, but we really turned it around. Like, Rad was going crazy. Like, I started playing better. I wasn't carrying us at all, but once you start playing better, it helps if you're the anchor. You know what I mean? Did you see that Ubisoft did a crossover between two games in the series, Assassin's Creed Odyssey and Valhalla? It's pretty cool. Yeah, I did see that. So I don't want to dismiss that and act like, yeah, you're right, but this is where we are. This is a situation that we're in, and from where I sit, the fundamental problem that they have right now, like underneath all of this, is that they had to stretch a season well beyond when it's supposed to be stretched. Like 6 months for a season is just too long, and they're having to do really, really awkward things with XP. Now, I have a theory about what they're doing. So Halo Infinite they're playing with this game. This is what I think they're doing. They know that this stinks. They know this is going to be slow and it's going to be painful. But every season after this will feel like a breath of fresh air because it won't be functioning at this slow, slog-like way. Hey guys, we got good news for Halo Infinite Season 2. It's going to last for 3 months, and progression systems have been completely overhauled. XP after every match, XP for every kill, like XP for this, XP for that. You get XP, you get XP. And generally what happens when a company does that is everybody's going to celebrate, and it'll make the second season seem even better. That's obviously a theory, but in my mind, it's like, you guys can't whip up a season, like a get us by battle pass. You can't whip that up. You can't figure that out and be like, all right, look, 3 months into this season, we're going to roll out something else. We're going to help you guys out here. This is going to be too long, you know. Upon further reflection, we think 6 months is too long for a season. We're going to have Heroes of Reach end in 4 months. And those final 2 months, we're going to have something really special for you guys. We're going to have something really special for you guys those final 2 months. And in those final 2 months, they would say, all right, here you go. Like, we got this little pass for you, and we can give you more XP now, and we can give you more XP even before that happens. We can say, listen, like, we don't have to hold back. We can give you stuff now because we don't have to stretch it for half of a year. It's just too long. I played SWAT yesterday for the first time in a long time. I went 28-1. Well, then you're one of the people in there with the sweatband on. You know what I mean? Logan's in there putting a sweatband on. They should probably give 5 to 10 XP per kill. Controllers are really good. Can confirm. Wolverine controllers are good. Can confirm. I've had the same for 2 years, and it still works. Any thoughts on the shop in the game? I looked at the Halo subreddit this morning, and the majority of the posts are people saying the shop prices are too high and the bundles are a ripoff. I can address that. So the Halo Infinite store items, we have a video and a talk on this, but it's certainly related to the Battle Pass, because the Battle Pass is your sense of progression and unlocking stuff and your investment in the game. Like, I'm going to come back every day, and I'm going to, I'm going to dive in and play some more, right? So that gives you your sense of progression. And the store is there too. The store is there too, also giving you this sense of, like, there's stuff you can buy, you can make your Spartan look cooler. These two things are certainly related. So the Halo Challenges update that rolled out yesterday, I don't think was worth a darn. And then the store, I think, is in disarray. So let me talk about the Halo Infinite store items. The store items themselves are not bad, and selling items is not bad. I don't even think you can say something is overpriced because it's completely subjective. Nobody would have thought that we'd be spending $15 to $20 on a skin in a game, but here we are. Fortnite has clearly shown that consumers are willing to spend lots of money on vanity items, okay? So the market dictates what is too expensive or what is good and affordable or reasonable based on what is sold, okay? So prices can be adjusted, prices can be modified according to supply and demand, okay? Now, I say all that because here's what I think tends to happen. You go to the Halo Infinite subreddit, and everybody in there is losing their mind. I can't believe you would charge this much money for this thing. You're having the wrong conversation if that's what you're focusing on. What people should be focusing on is how fragmented and confusing the store is, because you're selling a color and you don't clearly state. I don't think they clearly state. They state it, but they don't clearly state that color will only work on that core, okay? So they don't clearly state it. And because of that, I think they're actually going to self-sabotage themselves. I think if somebody buys something in that store and is under an impression that, like, oh, I'm going to get this, I'm going to get that, okay, then I think what you're going to deal with is you're going to deal with this idea of, well, I gave them money, and because I gave them money, there was this expectation of what I was going to get. That expectation's been betrayed. I'm now angry. So a variety of things is going to happen with the store. I think at one level, people are going to look at the store and be really, really freaking confused because some of it just doesn't make any sense. It's like, okay, so I'm buying this core and I'm buying this stuff. Am I getting this for everything or am I just getting this for this? And so it's not clear. And when it's not clear, it's not going to turn into conversions. I made very similar, criticisms of the Destiny 2 Eververse store when it launched. So when Destiny 2 launched, I made very similar criticisms. I said, people were talking about it being money hungry and and I was like, it's not even a good store. Like it's confusing. You know what I mean? It's confusing. Like I'm not going to spend any money in a store that doesn't make any sense to me. So I think just the entrance level into the Halo Infinite store, it's confusing. It's like, I don't even understand all this. At a second level, I think it's fragmented, which will lead to people feeling like they were betrayed. Like, wait a minute. I thought this color was dope. I bought this color. It only works on this core. It's all over the place, okay? Now, I have a theory about why they have the 4 armor cores. My theory is those armor cores will eventually have their own skill trees because they're going to start to grow the PvE side of the game, as well as they could potentially have a playlist where you have your own build and your own loadout and your own points that you've spent. When you are playing through the Halo Infinite campaign, okay, when you're playing through the Halo Infinite campaign, you're finding these Spartan points or Spartan cores to spend on like skills and stuff. I think that's just the beginning. I think they're calling them Spartan cores for a reason. You will, in the future, be spending Spartan cores in those core armor sets, and those core armor sets will be distinct with respect to abilities and skill trees. Like I gave the example, one could have the grapple hook, another could have a jetpack, another could have like increased speed and double jump. And then that will change the landscape of combat in that playlist, and it will also make you feel like you're investing in a character that can go out into the world and do different things, right? I have only one question about the Halo store. Can Hilly buy a plague mask right now? If so, take my money. No, unfortunately, he can't. Yeah. The Surgeon Simulator stream was a banger. When Lono says good morning, it's similar to when she uses her mirror to shout out to the kids. Oh, that's what you were talking about. We're in the romper room. Yeah. Shouting out everybody in the crowd. If you're just tuning in and you want my thoughts on the Halo Challenges update, just yesterday, Halo Infinite SWAT was added to the game, as well as an update to challenges, and the challenges are still bad. I want to know what you guys think. Halo Infinite challenges. How are they now, right? Good. Slightly, we'll say slightly better. Good, slightly better, and then we'll say still bad. So are they good? Are they slightly better? Still bad, right? Because slightly better is, well, they're slightly better, but there's room for improvement, right? Slightly better, room for improvement. Slightly better, room for improvement. Oh, I can't go that far. That's too many. That's too many letters. Slightly better, room for improvement. I can't put room for improvement, so that's what slightly better means. Okay, are they good, slightly better, or still bad? Rogue Necro with a $10 tip through Super Chat. Finally got your coffee in the mail. Gotta say honestly, as a lifetime coffee drinker, it's some of the best I've ever had. I never drink coffee without creamer, and I can drink yours black. It's so good. I'm telling you, if you are not a coffee drinker or you like coffee, wherever you are in the spectrum, Rageless Roast is, as he just said, it is just excellent. You don't need creamer. You can drink it black. It's the balanced acidity. The balanced acidity is the reason that our Rageless Roast, both our dark roast and our light roast, are the same base flavor. The one's just more full-bodied because it's a dark roast. Still balanced acidity. And our holiday blend is continuing to sell like crazy, and it is. It also has the balanced acidity, and it is going fast. Once it's gone until next year. What's my opinion on the monetization? I'll give you my opinion on Halo Infinite's store, I guess we could call it. Their monetization. I'll give you my opinion on it, okay? I have no problem with a company selling vanity items. I have no problem with a company setting those prices where they see fit, because I don't think there's some barometer somewhere or some abacus in some ancient room that can dictate how much vanity items are sold for in games. That's my starting premise, okay? So I don't approach a game like this with this antagonism or this anger about like, oh, they have store items. I don't do that. What I do is I ask two questions, okay? Is it clear and is it effective? Because I actually want it to be effective. This might sound weird. People accuse me of being pro-corporations because we just presume they're all evil and awful. I am totally in favor of 343 Industries making just buckets of cash. Why? If they're making buckets of cash, that means two things. That means consumers are giving them those buckets of cash, which generally means the consumers are happy, satisfied, willing to part with their pennies. And that means 343 is like, hey, this game's doing great. Let's keep making it, investing in it, making it awesome. So that game can continue, improve, expand. That consumer base, that player base is happy, and everybody gets to go home and feel good, right? They're making money. You're parting with your money willingly. I actually want any company that makes a game to make as much money as possible. Why? Because it's good for the industry. It's good for our hobby to continue. That's my starting point. I don't have an issue with corporations and profit, all right? I think a lot of doe-eyed, idealistic people are like anti-corporations, anti-profit because they think that, that all these companies should just break even, okay? I think it's a lot of foolhardy people who could never run a business and have never started or ran a business, and that's why they think what they think. Anyway, so if that's my starting point, I ask, is it effective and is it clear? And I don't think it's either. I really don't. I think the Halo Infinite store is both unclear and it's not very effective. I cannot imagine it being good and turning a lot of sales. I could be totally wrong here, but when I look at that store, I'm like, this is confusing. It's super fragmented, and you're going to have people that buy a color and then they're going to learn that, oh, it only works on this core. Come on, Why is this? Why did I buy this color and I can only use it on this one core? I don't think that is how you should treat the consumer. They're going to end up feeling betrayed, and then they're never going to buy anything ever again. You think they're going to be a repeat customer? Speaking of repeat customers, 2 dark roasts coming in from D-Tom. Thank you so much. First coffee order of the day. Thank you so much. Who's going to be the next coffee order? Like, speaking of betraying the customer, like, if I sit here and I talk about, yeah, man, Rageous Roast, coffee, and you get it to your house and you're like, okay, what's inside the bag is actually not coffee, it's something else, and I can, hang on, that's a terrible analogy. Let's back the truck up. I send this to you and it only works in one brand of coffee maker. What do you think would happen to my repeat purchasers? What do you think they would say? You didn't really tell me that. Well, we kind of did. On the website, we had this little block of text about how works in this coffee maker, right? And you think, okay, but that means it'll work in any coffee maker, right? If that got to your house and you could only use it in one brand of coffee maker, you'd be pretty ticked off. You would feel betrayed, and rightfully so. And so that's the concern with the colors. That's a concern with the colors. It's like, you're selling me a color for an armor core. You're not very clearly indicating that it only works on one. So once I get it, you think I'm going to be happy with that? Vehicle color skin once a week. That's fine. The Halo shop is butt cheeks, says Distorted. There's no option. It's like a single armor skin, usually super basic and not good looking for $20, and a single weapon part and a recolor for $15, and then the vehicle color skins once a week. Right. In order to buy the featured armor set this week, you have to buy Battle Pass 3. Right. That's right. Where are the options and the variety? How is this going to sell me anything with the trash shop setup? This is the right conversation to have. The question is not, are they charging too much or should they have a shop to begin with? That's not the question. Is it effective and is it clear? I don't think it's effective. Who's going to spend money in a shop like this? It doesn't, it seems like they're trying to confuse you, like they're trying to get one over on you. They're literally selling Warthog mud flaps, but that's fine. If you want that, that's fine. Again, there's no right or wrong here. The store prices are fine if people are still paying for it. That's exactly right. Store prices are either good or bad in the realm of, are people spending money? Okay, if you come into my shop, and in my shop I sell Ziplocs with single packaged saltine crackers, and they're $5 a piece. And for whatever reason, in that part of town, I can't keep them in stock. They're just flying off the shelves. Now, you might walk in there and think, this is the dumbest thing I have ever seen. You can buy a box of saltine crackers for less than that $5, okay? It doesn't matter. The consumer's perception, for whatever reason, there's this crazy demand for my single-serving saltines, okay? Single-serving saltines, $5 a piece. Get them while you can, and woof, they fly off the shelves. Now, somebody can't come in and say, this is wrong that you're selling it for this price. I'd be like, what do you mean it's wrong? I can't keep them in stock. My profits are through the roof. This is amazing. This is the best. This is the best. Like, why? You would actually be stupid as a business to listen to that criticism and be like, oh, you're right, I should lower my prices. You'd be dumb. Like when people criticize Fortnite. You understand that Epic would be literally stupid and anti their own interests to be like, well, we better lower the cost of these skins because somebody's angry on the internet. They'd be like, are you kidding me? Look at our sales last quarter. Why would you lower the price? What are you talking about? We have a willing consumer base that's just buying it every time they possibly can. No one's hesitating. Like, what on earth? Why would you lower the price, right? Does a supply and demand argument work on a digital storefront sense? Yes, it does. Yeah. Because it's a vanity item, and the demand of it, why would they not have the price set in relation to the demand? In Fortnite's example, they sell the skins hand over fist, so demand is high. When demand is high, prices tend to go high as well. If demand for something is low, typically what a storefront will do is a going out of business sale or we got to clear out the old inventory sale, so they mark everything down. If you're selling, sneakers, and you've got these vanity shoelaces, and they are in high demand, you don't need the shoelaces, right? All the shoes in the store come with shoelaces, but these vanity shoelaces, that you can't keep them in stock. Demand's insanely high. So you're selling these for $20 a pop. Here you go. Let's say 6 months goes by, and you got a backlog of these stupid shoelaces, and you're like, oh man, demand is now gone for these vanity items. I better lower the price. Fortnite does this, right? A couple seasons go by, and you'll see really popular skins that were once $20 are now $8, You spend $20 on a single skin that works on one item, that's straight up bonkers. Well, they don't spend $20 on the color. It's like a bundle, and it comes with the color, and that color only works on that armor set. So you're not actually going into the store and saying, give me red for $20, and it only works on one armor set. You're buying a bundle, and red's like a part of the bundle, if that makes sense. And just because I think it's too much doesn't mean that everybody else does. It's perceived value. Right, like somebody might be standing in that sneaker store being like, why would anybody spend $20 on shoelaces? They wouldn't get it. But all it takes is an NBA star or a rapper or a celebrity to mention those stupid shoelaces, and they're a hot ticket item for, a quarter, for a couple months of the year. For a quarter of the year, they're a hot ticket item. And so you're selling them for $20, $25 a piece. Jojo coming in with 4 months of membership. Welcome back. Thank you so much. We do have an incentive for people to become members, by the way. If you're a fan of Halo Infinite custom games on Friday night, this last Friday, was absolutely stellar. We will be doing it again this week. I will bring back my esports casting desk split screen. It'll be a special episode. We're not necessarily going to do split screen here all of the time. We will bring that back. and we will do it here on Friday night. If we hit a certain number of memberships, and we need to hit 400. Right now we're at 371 according to the dashboard. So we need like 29 more. Yo, 3 bags of Frickmas to Vengeance. Vengeance hears that Frickmas is gone, so he's grabbing his 3 bags right now. Get your coffee orders in if you haven't yet today. Off topic, but Stalker 2 is using NFTs. I don't know enough about NFTs to comment. Remember when Bethesda sold horse armor? That's mud flaps, right. There's quite a few perks for being a member. Yeah, if you're a member, you can join in the Halo Infinite custom games on Friday night. You get increased access in our Discord. You don't have to use our Discord if you don't want to. If you're a member and you show up on Friday night, we can get you in the games. Immortal Turtle with 3 months. Hey, Lono, keep up the great work, my guy. I can finally run YouTube in the background on my phone, so cheers to all the homies here live. Much love, Lono. Thanks for 3 months, Immortal Turtle, coming back and keeping the membership going. I prefer the Game That Shall Not Be Named store. You can say their name, it's fine. I prefer the Destiny 2 store. It gives you more agency than the Game Pass to use in the game currency and on things. Listen, it pains me to say it, but their micro store is one of the best in existence. They've done everything they can to give the community what they want, to remove RNG, to have it very clear. I think it's a good store. The Halo Infinite store? No, it's bad. The Halo Challenges update? No, they're still bad. I played for 2 hours yesterday. The Halo challenges are awful still. The Halo Battle Pass is just not where it needs to be. And again, I will concede and understand that, yes, it has to last for 6 months, but that doesn't mean it's good. Elitist coming in with a membership. Thanks so much for keeping your membership here. That's a blue badge for you. I hate the ranked challenges. I don't want to play ranked. Yeah, Casey, I touched on that this morning. People are like, well, if you don't like the Halo challenges, then do the weeklies. Or if you don't like the Halo Battle Pass progression, then do the weeklies. I'm like, wait, what do you mean do the weeklies? The weeklies always take me somewhere I don't want to go. I don't want to go do all that. I don't. Why do I want to go do all that? That's not what I wanted to play today. What I wanted to play yesterday was the Halo Infinite game modes update, the new modes. I'm new to using YouTube Gaming, more familiar with how things work on Purple. How to do the membership here? If you see a join button, that's what you click. If you can't see the join button, you can type !join in chat, and you'll be given a link to join. We have multiple tiers of membership starting at $5 a month. The base level $5 one is the one we're really hammering away at. If we can get 400 members, we'll unlock an emote, and we really need to get the membership over here way up, but we're taking it in baby steps because YouTube's apparently going to be adding some good things in January. Well, maybe not January, but next year with respect to gifted memberships and better things for monetization for live streamers. How about them changing how swaps work? Why would I need to what? So it doesn't cost money? A paid item was nerfed? Oh, what do you mean? How do they do that, Eugene? My only problem with this store, in my opinion, is that it's way... I'd rather have the cool stuff earned from playing high-end content. Oh, I will always echo that sentiment, Chronic. Though one of the biggest things that company misses out on is cosmetics in the end game. Like really amazing armor ornaments in the end game. It just seems like such an easy dunker, and they don't do it. I don't know. They started doing it for a couple of things, but not enough, in my opinion. I've not played in a long time, so I mean, I could be wrong. If you're new and you're just tuning in and you have comments that you want to leave about the Halo Challenges update, you can take the poll at the top of the chat. How are they now? Good, slightly better, or still bad? Seems like most people are agreeing with the title of the stream. Devo Man coming in with a brand new membership, getting us closer to 400 members. Enjoy the dope badge and emotes. You're dope and deserve dope stuff. Thank you so much for that membership. Again, if you guys like to use Discord servers, as a member, you get increased access in our Discord. You don't need to do that for Friday nights, though. If you show up and I can see your member badge in chat, we'll get you in the games. I'd be fine with them adding more stuff in the store than offering a paid battle pass tier skips or challenge swaps. I'm interested in how they with the Halo Infinite challenge swaps. What do they do there? What do they do to them? I've no problem with micros, says Matasbo. If you want to buy things, that's your choice. If it is worth the money and I like the game, I support the game with money. I'm very much of the same mind. Zoe says, the new challenge system stops you from swapping out ranked challenges. If you use swaps on ranked challenges because you don't like ranked, you get another ranked challenge. What? Why? Isn't the whole point of a swap that you can swap? Isn't that the point? You know what I'm saying? We've gotten some new subs today. Which roast's coffee is your favorite? Zarika, thank you for asking that. I'm sorry I missed your question. Zarika, my favorite is the dark roast. And the light roast is the most drinkable. This is sort of like the best introductory flavor. My favorite is the dark roast. My wife can't really decide between the dark roast and the holiday blend, but she's very heavily leaning towards the holiday blend. So thank you for asking that, Zarika, and welcome. Looking to see... I like to check the chat and see if new subs say anything. I really try to make sure and welcome them, and appreciate you pressing that button and hanging out with us today. You literally can't get rid of ranked challenges. Why wouldn't you just have ranked challenges in the ranked playlist? Challenges are categorized now, says Eugene. Weapon, mode, etc. You can only swap within the same category. Jiminy Christmas. I just started playing Demon Souls. Game is a banger. It really is a beautiful game, is it not? Another new member getting us closer to 400. Darth Nihilus 91 with a brand new membership. Thank you for being here. So we have somebody who is you know, on the dark side of the Force, but also, you know, it doesn't really matter. Philosophy majors? Any philosophy majors in the house? No? Philosophy majors who are fans of Star Wars? Anybody? No? Okay. Anyway. Halo challenges are forcing people to leave matches if they don't get the mode with a specific challenge. Best idea ever. What POS? Right, it doesn't make any sense. It's so disruptive. It's so disruptive. It's like, why? Why do you have it set up this way? Just let me play. Like, that should never be the thing that a gamer says to the video game. Can I just play? I just want to play. I just want to go in and play 2.5 hours of SWAT or 2.5 hours of Fiesta and just give me experience points for that. I don't need to jump through hoops. I don't need a challenge. I don't need a challenge swap. I just want to play. This is something that happens. A really, really good idea or innovation can disrupt the basics, right? Have you ever had an app on your phone or a website that you frequent and their innovation disrupts the basics? You're like, I'm just here to do this one thing. I will give you an example. Logan, thank you so much. Another new membership. Enjoy the dope badge and emotes. You're dope and deserve dope stuff. Be sure to use our Discord again if you're a new member. Again, you don't have to. Techno upgrading all the way to tier 4. Jiminy Christmas. Thank you for that, Techno. I'm going to give you an example of how innovation disrupts the basics, okay? Boop, boop. I'm ready to check out at the grocery store. I'm ready to check out at Target. I'm ready to check out at Best Buy. And they're like, by the way, would you like to subscribe to this magazine? No. Would you like a credit card? No. Would you like this? No. Would you like a foot rub? No. I just want to buy and leave. Like, your innovation, your idea about, like, we got to capture information from the consumer. We got to upsell the consumer. The basics here is I want to swipe my credit card and leave. That's it. I don't want to have a conversation. I don't want to play a game of Stratego with you. I don't want a magazine subscription. I would like to leave. That's what this starts to feel like. Hey, I'm going to go play Halo. Before you do, would you like to go into this game mode? No. What about this game mode? No. Do you like this gun? Not really. Okay, well, these are all the things you can do today for extra XP. I don't want to do those things. Okay, what about going into ranked? No, I don't want to do that. Okay. Well, you can swap your challenges. Okay, let me swap that. Do you still want to go into ranked? No, I swapped the challenge. Well, sorry. That's what you got to do. It's innovation disrupting the basics. I just want to play the freaking video game. Splitgate did this better by letting you choose what you want to matchmake into. You could pick several different games. Yeah, and every time you end a Splitgate game, you're getting XP, points, currency, unlocks. Like, how is that small team beating the snot out of you 3-4-3? How? How are they doing a better job at their battle pass, at their progression system, at their matchmaking, at their XP earn rates? How is Splitgate beating the snot out of a company with a $500 million budget? How? That's the question that I have. I love you, Halo. I've been having fun playing your game. But what are y'all doing? Ranked playlist is full of people leaving matches, I assume because you can't get rid of ranked challenges. I had 2 ranked games where I had to play 3v4, and they still count towards your rank. Jiminy Christmas. Talk about corrupting what that playlist is supposed to be about. They're guiding the player experience instead of letting the players just do what they want. You can't even say, well, if you don't like them, don't do them, because there's no other form of XP game. Excellent point, Rogue Necro. Excellent point. This is why I played about 6 hours of Halo PvP, not a ton, but nothing, and I'm only Battle Pass level 3. I could care less about the challenges. I don't have time for that noise. Right? Did someone say Stratego? Right. Another side effect of all of this is it makes it more difficult for those not good with computers and online shopping. Simplicity is sacrificed in the name of gouging for more sales, says Obey the Nut. I read that already. Swap. Here you go, 20 commando kills and ranked. Yeah, go get yourself that. If you're just tuning in, the Halo challenges update are still bad. They hit yesterday. That's my opinion. What's your opinion? There's a poll at the top of the chat. We need some more poll results here. We're slacking a little bit. Are the Halo Infinite challenges good, slightly better, or still bad? Cast your vote. If you don't have an opinion, just agree with me. I'm just kidding. If you don't have an opinion, just agree with me. But seriously, welcome. Thank you for being here. If you want to talk in my chat, you can hit subscribe. Subscribing is free, or you can support me directly with a paid membership. And if you're interested, we're going to be doing more Halo Infinite custom matches this Friday night at 8 p.m. Eastern on this channel. If you want to participate, you do need to be a paying member. We do make that a members-only thing. If you're a member on any of my other channels, that counts. You just need to verify it in the Discord. Also, if we hit 400 members before Friday, I'll bring back Splitgate. Splitgate? Golly frick, Lono. I gotta take the day off. I'll bring back Split Screen. Frick. That's right, guys. I'll bring back an entire video game if we hit 400 members before Friday. That's my promise. Vote for Lono 2024. I'll bring back Splitgate. No, I will bring back Split Screen, my esports casting desk that I used to do. My gosh, I need to drink a little bit more coffee. Holy moly. I'm having a hard time. Splitgate's free, no membership required. Oh, man. You got my vote. You got my vote, man. And people are like, Splitgate's still around. He can't bring it back, you know? I hear a doubter in the audience. We got a skeptic among us. Oh, golly. I agree that the challenges suck, but if you do them all and use double XPs efficiently, the battle pass is a breeze. I'm tier 90 already, and I'm going to have to wait 5 months for the next battle pass to come out. Zoe, let me press in a little bit on what you're saying, though, okay? You're basically saying that, like, I agree that the challenges suck, but if you do all these very specific things, it's not that bad. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you're not really... Do you see? It's good. I'm happy that there are people like you. They need people like you. They need people like you. They're gonna put up with it, you know. But the larger picture is more important than your experience, is it not? If Splitgate removed the portals, I bet Halo would not even have a chance. Nah, I don't think so. I appreciate your optimism, but Halo has so much of a broad reach of brand recognition and an entire platform backing them called Microsoft. So, I don't think so. Pit Viper coming in, renewing that membership and getting a blue badge. Welcome back, Pit Viper. You're not playing in an average way, though. Right. Another brand new membership coming in. Scotty B It looks like people want Halo Infinite custom games. Come on in, dude. Get that membership rolling. Enjoy the dope badge and emotes. You're dope and deserve dope stuff. Thank you to all the new members this morning. All that we really ask is that you hit subscribe and the like button. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. Make sure when you subscribe, you put the bell button on. If you like this kind of content, I do a talk show like this Monday through Friday. I am safe for work, so a lot of people throw me on in the background like video game radio. You don't got to worry about the kind of languages I'm going to be using. We will be doing a second show today about Dr. Disrespect's Game Studio. So sometimes in the afternoon we do gameplay, or sometimes we actually do a second talk show. Had to cancel my membership for a few months. Been lurking and working. No worries. No sweat, Scotty. Don't sweat that. I appreciate the support. I've been enjoying the challenges, says ADJC. For me, they've been pretty easy to do. Ranked challenges are a pain, and I'm already at rank 40. I'm glad that they changed the new challenges. It's better. So what new challenges did they change that you feel is better, ADJC? Because yesterday, if I didn't want to go play that mode or play ranked, I ran out of stuff really fast. I was 2 hours in, and I was like, well, I'm getting 50 XP a game now. I'm out. Like, I'm good. I'm done. I didn't even play that long. I didn't even play that long. 2 hours? That's not a very long time. Like, I know, like, perspective and subjectivity is important here. For some people, 2 hours a night is like exactly right, you know? You're obsessed with that Hulk display? Jimmy, let me tell you, they have an entire collection of that style. I've got Spider-Man and I've got Hulk. They got Venom. They've got Cap. Oh, it's beautiful. It's a great Marvel collection. I am partnered with Displate, by the way, guys. So if you're looking for holiday gifts, use that Displate command. It gets you a nice discount. You can order any Displates on there. You just got to click my link first, either below in the description or use the Displate command in chat. This is also a shirt from 80s Tees if you're looking for last-minute holiday gifts. 80s Tees, big discount with my code, 30% off. If you're doing any Christmas shopping on Amazon, be sure to use my Amazon affiliate link, either in the description below or with the Amazon, command. That supports me. You won't get a discount or anything on Amazon, but it supports me. So we appreciate it. We appreciate all the new subs. Seriously. Speaking of Dr. Disrespect, the dude lost $350K in a single fight. Last UFC, the fighter he bet against was a plus 200 underdog. Oh, golly. Oh, golly. Do we have more coffee sales? We do! Somebody ordered some coffee here. We got a bag of Frickmas and a bag of Light Roast going to Tech. Thank you, Tech. I appreciate that. I mean, you guys are the best. The best. I got a good video for you today over on Presents as well. I got a full day of content for you. Right now, we're talking about the Halo Challenges update, why they're still bad. I want to hear from you, Halo community. Then we got a stream about Dr. Disrespect's Game Studio. And then, it's been confirmed by a report and a study that the Purple Platform boost system reportedly does nothing. And I've got that video for you this afternoon on Presents. I told you it was a scam. It turns out it is, and the data backs it. So make sure to check that video out this afternoon on our larger channel, SNTR Presents. The challenge thing's killing the game, says Venom. Out of 7 ranked games yesterday, I only had 1 game with the full squad. Right, because people are basically farming the Halo Infinite ranked playlist. They're just farming it for, I need this game mode. So what do you think happens when they get the wrong game mode? Right? They're like, well, I'm out. Isn't that how ranked works? Doesn't it just rotate you through some of the modes? Or can you go in and pick? Why are people backing out? That's my understanding. I could be ignorant. My understanding is they're farming for the mode, and when they get the wrong mode, they back out. They're like, no, this isn't the mode that I need. You know what his response was? It's fine. I'll make it back on Monday. That's right. That's right. There are no consequences of leaving. Yep, no, you can't pick. I thought it penalizes you heavily. Logan's saying there's no consequence for leaving. It's random, you can't pick. Okay, thank you. I said that, and then I thought, wait a minute, am I right in saying that? I wanted to fact check myself. Okay, yeah. So you can't pick. Like, I want to be nice here, but it's like, have you guys ever designed or played a video game ever before in the history of time? Have you ever done that? If I tell you, hey, come over here, come play this video game, and I need you to play, and you need to go into the mode called Lockdown. You're like, okay, cool. And if you get a game of Lockdown, you just have to play the game of Lockdown, and I'm going to give you a ton of XP in the game. You're like, oh, that's not too bad. And then I put you in a playlist, and you're like, well, I didn't get Lockdown. Oh, no worries. It's in the mix. How long does it take that person to say, why don't I just back out until I get Lockdown? This is really stupid. You want me to do something that I have no control over, you know? Step right up here, step right up, spin the wheel. All you got to do is get red. Red's on there like one time. Well, you're not going to spin the wheel. You're going to be like, well, my odds are 1 in 8 or 1 in 17 or whatever the frick. You just add up the spots on the wheel. So you add up the game modes in ranked, and you're like, what? This is terrible. And then I'll just back out if I don't get what I'm looking for. Again, have they ever played a game before? Do they understand how gamers operate? This is what I said, and this is where my concern comes from, okay? At one level, we know from the Schreier article that 343 Industries was sort of in panic mode. Halo Infinite had to be delayed, and they chopped it up. They got rid of like 2/3 of the map, and a host of other things have happened just to ensure this game could ship. Okay, great. That's worrisome in and of itself. That sounds like a leadership problem. That sounds like a project management problem. That sounds like the developers and the engineers are not to blame. That sounds like a high up vision, creative problem. Okay. But then when I see, oh yeah, we were going to go with threat detector, but you guys want classic radar. That's worry. Yeah, the battle pass, you're going to move it with challenges. Oh, that's a worry. I don't know. That doesn't sound right, Oh, the battle pass is going to last for 6 months. What the, huh? Yeah, and Slayer's not in the game. Well, it is, but you can't pick it. Oh, okay. That seems kind of strange. Oh, yeah, SWAT's not in the game. Wait, what? Huh? Why not? Oh yeah, if you want to do these challenges, you got to go into ranked, and you can't pick the modes. You got to wait until the mode shows up to complete the challenge. It's like, have you ever, in a single moment of your life, interacted with the Halo community or an online PvP community? It sure seems like you have not. Who's in charge? Who's making these decisions? Do you have a liaison in the gaming community? Do you have a consultant? You could pay me peanuts out of your budget, and I'd help you avoid all these pitfalls. And I'm not some genius. I've just played and covered games for, my entire life. I've played games my entire life. I've covered them for, we're closing in on a decade of coverage. Like, what's going on here? There's not anybody in the Halo community you could have brought in to consult here? It wouldn't have been hard. They'd have been like, these are all terrible ideas. Where do these ideas come from? Is there some guy in a leadership position who's like, dad is on the board of directors? Like, who are making these decisions? They don't make any sense. People keep getting cycled out. Most of the work was done by contract workers. And that's the thing. Contract workers are fine. They'll get the job done. They're not casting the vision. They're not making decisions. If you bring in contract workers to slam out code or to do artwork or whatever the frick, they're not making decisions. You know what I mean? Just monitor a child's habits for a week. Yeah, some of this is just like basic human psychology and human behavior 101. There are more game modes now like SWAT Free-for-All and Team Slayer. Yeah, they added those modes. That's great. I'm pretty sure there was a ton of community feedback about the systems in the beta. There's very little chance that they were ignorant here. You know what it is? I'm telling you what it is. This all predates Joseph Staten. I'm going to tell you that right now. I'm telling you that. This all predates Joseph Staten. Zoom out with me here. Halo Infinite's in crisis mode. They bring him in. They get rid of like 2/3 of the map. They make a bunch of decisions to like, we got to delay it for an entire year, right? Microsoft is obviously very furious about that. Microsoft wanted this thing to land November 2020, and it didn't. That hurt. That wasn't good for the Series X. That wasn't good for the console marketing push, okay? So what I think happens is, if you have a project that has been this mismanaged, you're going to find evidence of that virtually everywhere. Who did this to the store? Who did this to the playlist? Who thought this was a good idea with the challenges? What we're doing is we're finding all these little breadcrumbs to be like, man, this game was just horribly managed. You know what I mean? If you hit a building with a wrecking ball, you could comb through the building and find all these little evidences and instances and like cracks in the foundation and the walls and broken glass and be like, yep, here's another piece of evidence as to what the wrecking ball did to the building. And I think that's what we're doing right now. We're combing over the game and we're like, why? Who made this choice? And they got to be shaking their heads. Like Joseph Staten and everybody else is going to be shaking their heads and be like, it was Hank. It was Larry. It wasn't me. They're not even here anymore. They made all these god-awful decisions, and here we are trying to fix it. You know, it's like if you had 8 people working on a cake and some dum-dum threw in cayenne pepper, you'd find evidence of that all throughout the cake. And since it's baked in, it's really tough to remove it. It's baked in. Yeah. He wasn't paying it. He thought it was something else. He thought it was a good idea. He read it in the magazine. He thought, yeah, cayenne pepper in a cake. It'll add a little kick. It'll be a great contrast to the icing and the sweet. Little pop, you know. Let's just throw this cayenne pepper in here. Why the frick did you do that? You just baked in the wrong. Now the whole thing's it's everywhere. It's all throughout the cake. That's what we're dealing with right now. A game that was completely mismanaged, terrible management, terrible project management, terrible vision casting, awful. You bring in Joseph Staten, he's like, we have 12 months to fix this. Let's get to work. And what we have is a minimum viable product. We have an MVP. It's delivered, it runs, and it's shaky. But boy, is there a lot of evidence here that somebody somewhere was just being a giant dum-dum. Just like, who thought this was a good idea? The challenge system is clearly terrible. I see most people don't like them. And the few who don't say they don't, and they call it good, they just say they don't have a problem with it. That's all you need. Doomgiva says, supply and demand does not work where there is only one source of product and has super high monopoly on the product. I think, with respect, you're not necessarily pushing back on the larger point that I was making. Yes, if I was trying to make a truly, like, economist commentary and using those terms, I believe supply and demand have range of meaning. I don't mean in the strictest of senses of, like, supply and demand, and they're like, well, this is the only place I can get the vanity items for Halo. You are correct. They essentially have a monopoly on the product, but it's their product, right? And it's a vanity item. So if Nike came out with like a brand new shoe, there are other companies like Adidas and Reebok or whoever who can compete and try and have cooler shoes or better shoes or longer lasting shoes or whatever. That creates a competition in the market, so they can't just charge you whatever they want, okay? And then if they sell the vanity item and they say, oh, here are these shoelaces, they're $50, and you want them because LeBron James said they're cool, right? Or whatever hip terms he would use, you know? I think the newest thing they like to say is it's the cat's meow. I think that's a phrase the kids are saying these days. He would say, these shoelaces are the cat's meow. And then all of the young, impressionable, or maybe not young, the impressionable or the fans or whatever would run to the store and they would buy those vanity shoelaces, okay? And they would have LeBron James standing there holding them and saying they're the cat's meow, right? They'd have the cardboard cutout. So the point that I'm making is that it's a vanity item, okay? It's a vanity item that the price is just purely determined on whether or not people are willing to buy it. It's not a need. There's no competition. It's not a product you can do anything with. You know, it's not really tangible. You put it on your character in a video game, right? I swear, if the cat's meow makes a comeback, you know, you can attribute that to me. That would be like the funniest thing ever. If Somebody here sent a clip to their friend who sent a clip to their friend to a friend to a friend to a friend. And then LeBron James opened his phone. He's like, huh, that's funny. And then he does an interview and he's like, yeah, these new shoes are the cat's meow. That would be the greatest moment of my life. I'd have to retire. Somebody ordered some coffee here about 7 minutes ago, a bag of light and a bag of the Frickmas. To Aaron. Thank you, Aaron. Appreciate you, my homie. You're the best. You are the best. This is just a group text message of nothing. It's like there's nothing there. It's just an empty message. Prices being subjective for vanity items just feels bad. They're selling Halo Reach armors in the shop that I was able to earn for free in Reach. I understand your irritation, but I don't think it's a valid criticism. Your irritation's valid. It's totally valid. You're allowed to be irritated about that. But I don't think you can form a criticism out of your irritation. Does that make sense? A criticism would be something along the lines of this. They come out and let's say they promote Season 2. Halo Infinite Season 2. Heroes of Cheeks. And you're like, yes. And they say, look at this amazing armor set. You'll be able to earn this in the Battle Pass simply by playing the game. We don't want people to feel they have to spend money to get the iconic or season-based armor. And you're like, that's awesome. And then the season rolls out, and they're like, we've decided that we think this armor is better suited for the storefront. You'd be like, now, wait a minute. You just went back on your word. That's a valid criticism. That's a valid criticism. Not liking or being irritated with the fact that they're like, hey, we're going to pit your nostalgia against you. It's not really a valid criticism. I want to affirm your right to be angry about it. Like, hey, the only people that care about the Reach armor are your long-standing players. What, you charging for that? Come on. You have every right to be angry about it. I would even say it's on the edge. It's a little manipulative. They did that. Now, have we concretely found that that is true? I got mixed stories there, and it's why I didn't run with the story. I got mixed stories, and I got mixed information. So I didn't run with the story that they said you'd be able to earn this, and then you're not able to earn this. Has that been concretely proven? You guys know me. I'm very careful about this sort of thing. Because of personal reasons and how people do that. They misrepresent, they run with the half-truth, and then, oh, we got this headline, 343 Industries lied. Like, I'm very cautious about that. It's easy to fly off the handle, and when the actual facts hit, you're like, well, not really. You know, maybe it was a sleight of hand, maybe it was a little underhanded, but they didn't tell like a bald-faced lie, right? The current weekly armor is the Reach armor for $20. The picture for buying the Battle Pass in-game has the armor set they're selling for $20 right now in it. You're telling me, right now, if I go to buy the Battle Pass, like the premium, that armor's right there, but I can't earn it through the Battle Pass? Is that what you're saying? 10-ray armor is that. They presented the armor, but the main stuff that they promoted is only available in the shop. And you're telling me that it was concretely shown that you would be able to earn this in the Battle Pass? Or do they pull like sleight of hand? Did they mention the Battle Pass and then like attach that image? Which I'd probably blast them for that. I'm just like, nah, come on now. You know that's misleading. If 343 was going to fix the challenge system, people would not buy anything, and they would complain that there's two because there's no content in it. Okay, so I literally chose the right armor for today's thumbnail. It's literally on today's thumbnail. Thank you. So was this coating on the right? It looks like the coating in the visor on the top left too, plus the security shoulder in the shop. However, if it eventually comes around. So Season 1, Heroes of Reach, Battle Pass, and all that stuff's in the background. Okay, got it. Thank you for that picture, Eugene. I have just completely fallen backwards into a very lucky happenstance thumbnail. I literally used that armor picture for today's thumbnail. That was a total accident. Haha. Oh, man. I am so good at my job. It's not shown to be in it. They showed it like, when this event comes up, this is the armor you can earn in the event, but that was not the case. So, this is going to sound like I'm being a 343 apologist, which you know I'm not. If you've been here for the last 30 minutes, you know I'm not a 343 apologist because I've been pretty hard on them, okay? I've been critical, so just hold your horses. Like, as soon as you start defending a developer, all the guys in the saloon are like, don't you dare. Like, they pull their guns out. Just hang on a minute. Track with me here. I think it's easier to believe they are so internally mismanaged that their communication, promotional items, and marketing are also then mismanaged. And we are now just finding evidences of that. I think that's more likely than let's just lie to the consumer. Do you see where I'm coming from on this? Knowing what we know about the game and applying Occam's razor, I think the most likely answer is this is just a bunch of mistakes. This is because they're really, really mismanaged. They're not being sinister and deceptive because you're going to get caught. Like, this is the age of the internet. There's no way you're going to be like, hey guys, there'll be red armor this Friday, and then it's not there and it's blue. Like, everyone's going to be like, okay, well, you said this. Why'd you lie to us? Right? Like, I think it's far more likely they've been so mismanaged that the communication and the marketing is fragmented and incorrect or super inaccurate, right? Is this an indie studio? Well, no. Hear me out. I'm not saying they're an indie studio. Oh, feel bad for 343. I'm saying we have evidence that they have been grossly mismanaged and they've been really, really on crisis mode or whatever. This is more evidence of that. I don't think somebody in a room said, no, push that out. Let's mislead them. I find that very, very hard to believe. People lie to consumers, you know. Twitch rob you, told you so. Well, let's be fair, creature. The Purple platform rolled that out as a test. It hasn't been fully implemented yet. We'll see. I don't necessarily think we could classify that as them lying to the consumer either. I had my own take on why it was a scam, and then the evidence supports my premise and my thesis that this is a scam. This isn't going to do anything. And it doesn't, because I understand the streaming business better than most of the people that work at Purple. But yeah, I was like, no, this is a scam. I completely disagree. Marketing that misleads but does not outright lie to the consumer is not an accident. If it was a bold-faced lie, it'd be more willing to agree with you. He's basically saying that they've been stupid and inept versus intentional. Right? That's my point. Like, so I read these books to my children, and they're called, they're Redwall books, okay? And every once in a while, there'll be like a really gruesome pirate, like, we're gonna gut those people over at Redwall. And those guys are the worst. But then there's kind of the frumpy, dumpy, dumb ones that are like, why are we doing this? Why they've never done anything to us? Right? You've got kind of the dopey dum-dum he's on the bad team, and then you got like the bad guy who's the bad guy down to his core, down to the marrow in his bones, he's bad, right? And I try to represent that in the voices that I do for my kids. Like, they're very, very different at a villainous level. And in one of the books, an accident took place, okay? And these two sea rats were responsible for the death of somebody, and they ran and they hid, and it was an accident. And the really, really villainous one was like, we can't go back and explain it to them. They're going to kill us. Let's get out of here, because he was villainous. And the frumpy, dumpy, dum-dum was like, no, they'll forgive us. They'll let us back around. He ends up being redeemed and heroic, and he saves these little dibbons, and he does the right thing. And everyone thinks, oh, what's so great to see them turned around? I think in this situation, 343 is the dum-dum, right? You guys are messing all this up. You're not, come on. What are you doing? It isn't as calculated. It isn't as sinister as we'd like to think. I don't think they're sitting in a room and they're like, all right, I have an idea. Let's put that armor right there, right in the corner. Yes, I want the sun cascading on the visor. Oh, it looks beautiful. They're going to think they can earn this, but they won't be able to. We'll make so much money. No. I really don't think so. I just really don't think so. I think it's way more likely, given everything we know about the company up to this point, this is just more evidence of mismanagement. This is not Occam's razor logic. What's more likely, that marketing strategies used everywhere and well-established are being employed, or they accidentally did that? Ilarian, the problem with your pushback is, what other companies do this? Has Fortnite ever done it? Has Warzone ever done it? Has Destiny ever done it? They don't throw stuff out there and tell you Battle Pass and then charge you money. All those companies make it crystal clear what you can earn and what you can buy. Why? Because that trust is necessary for good, rhythmic, regular purchases and transactions. This is not an industry standard. Listen, go back in time, Ilarian. Let's be fair here. We have said from the very beginning that their approach to the Battle Pass, the challenges, and the micro store are completely out of step with the industry right now. They're so out of step. So we can't then say, well, no, they're right in step with the industry and being misleading. No, that's not true. That's not true. They're not misleading anyone and not dumb either. They're smart. Anyone who got out buying a Battle Pass and don't check what's in it deserves losing their money in it. Well, James, I don't necessarily think you're meeting people on the ground of their criticism. What people are saying is, if I was to speak for the people that are angry and I was sort of like to represent their position, they're saying the following. You promoted the Halo Heroes of Reach Battle Pass with these images. Contained within these images are items that I cannot earn on the Battle Pass, right? If it said Halo Season Heroes of Reach and just showed those images, no one would care. Let me defend them for just a second. Let me defend them. That image that people are using, do you want to know what I think about that image? That image was created a long time ago to promote the season. Because why? Here's a bunch of the cool stuff that's going to be in the season. And do you want to know what happened? It got used everywhere. Kapunk, 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 kapunk. And here we have one instance of its usage where they threw it in the background of a battle pass. Does that make sense? You have a piece of artwork that was created and it's just being used liberally everywhere. They're just slapping that image that you guys are talking about. Let me show you. Let me show you the image that I'm talking about. Hang on a second. Halo Infinite multiplayer. This image is everywhere. They use this image for everything. I don't use it in my thumbnails because it is so dadgum common. It's so common. Here, let me show you. Bam. Here's a great way to make my point. Okay? This is a great way for me to make my point. No signal. That's exactly what I wanted to show you. I'm just kidding. So, look. This image is everywhere. This image was not concocted and drummed up in a lab to mislead you with respect to the Heroes of Reach Battle Pass. This image was made. They use it everywhere. This image is so common, I don't use it in my thumbnails because it is so dadgum copy-paste common everywhere. If you search for Halo Infinite Multiplayer, this image is the first image and the second and the third and the fourth and the fifth. It's everywhere. So what we're doing, the mistake that we're making is we're assigning malice to something that is probably just circumstantial. It's like, well, of course we use that image. The art department made it. It's good. Branding and marketing standards has approved it for usage in all these different areas, and so we slapped it on the Battle Pass promotion. Do you see? Do you see how there's not a sinister snake under every rock? Like, we got to be careful. Like, that's why I'm always like, make good criticisms. Good criticisms are far more effective than angry, inaccurate criticisms. I've always said that. Their internal marketing and branding standards more than likely approve the use of this image on virtually everything that promotes Heroes of Reach. And then you got Redditors that are like, well, back here, circle with a red circle, this armor is not available on the Battle Pass. You're misleading us. You tried to trick us. It's like, no, that's not why that image was created. It's just being used because it is the iconic Halo Infinite multiplayer image. Goodness gracious, look at their trailers. Look at their trailers. They put these images side by side. There's this one, and then here we go. Thank you so much. This is exactly what I was looking for. Bam. They do this all the time. These are the iconic imagery and the marketing and the branding standards they came up with. Halo Infinite multiplayer, free to play. Halo Infinite epic campaign. Do you see? This has nothing to do with misleading you about the Battle Pass. I'm not trying to be a 343 apologist. What I'm saying is, I've been beating him up this morning. I'm not going to beat him up about this crap. This is so frivolous and silly. This is people misunderstanding how these companies operate and work. I think some people wouldn't complain as much if they could earn currency in the pass. You're not wrong about that. Not at all. My man, I miss these conversations, such good points. I appreciate that. Thank you. For those of you that are here, this is kind of what I do. I keep it safe for work. I'm not cussing and swearing at you. I get a little fired up. I try to see everything from all angles, okay? I'm not anti-dev, anti-gamer. I'm pro-gaming, and which means I take up for both sides when I think it's right. And so, if you enjoy these types of conversations and talk show vibe, hit subscribe, hit the bell button. We're here Monday through Friday. We do 1, sometimes 2 talk shows a day. And I'll hit your sub feed with all sorts of topics. Halo, New World, Dr. Disrespect's Game Studio this afternoon. We're talking about it. From Software Games, Elden Ring. Hey, if you want to play Halo Infinite custom games on Friday night with us, become a member today. Subscribing's free. Hit the sub button, hit the thumbs up button. That's free. But if you want to become a member, that's the join button. And we had an absolute blast. If we get to 400 members before Friday, I will bring back my esports casting desk called Split Screen. And it is... it's dope. Do we still have the animation thing? There it is. There's a sneak peek of what Split Screen can bring to our production value here. You ready? One more time. One more time. That's all you get. So... The desync complaints are gaining traction. Oh my gosh. I played yesterday in the Halo Infinite desync. We were playing Halo Infinite SWAT, and the desync was infuriating. I swear my bullets were going right through people. It was going right... What? What in the world? I'm dead. I literally would get kills and be like, that was odd. That was delayed. Like, I would kill them, and there's like this weird... I honestly can't even explain it to you. Zubair says, I'm with you. The number one job of marketing is communicating. I don't know how we can just casually hand wave misleading communication. I am not trying to casually hand wave it. I'm trying to say, let's settle down. This is not a sinister plan. Should they be held accountable? Yes. Hey, we are sorry. We acknowledge that the Halo Infinite multiplayer image that we've used in multiple places gave people the impression that the Halo Reach armor would be contained in the Battle Pass. We acknowledge that, and we're going to do our best to make it right. I do. I think that they would probably win a whole lot of goodwill from people if they were to do that. But I don't think we're gaining any ground by being like, you lied to us. Like, let's just take the temperature in the room down and say, hey, look, man, you guys use this image everywhere, and you inadvertently misled the community. Like, what? Because not everybody's going to look at it from that angle. They're going to be like, look, man, I saw a picture for the Battle Pass, and I saw that armor, and I got real excited, you know? Let me push back a little bit on that sentiment. How much money did you spend? How much money did you spend? Did they trick you and did you spend money? Or if I'm reading this right, Halo Infinite multiplayer is free to play. And the Battle Pass doesn't cost anything. Now, the premium, if they try to get you on the premium, maybe we could take that angle. Do we have imagery somewhere that got people to spend money on the premium Battle Pass with that imagery? Then you have a case. I'm not saying that I can just wave away what they've done by saying it's free, but your criticism is a little bit weaker when you spend $0. Your criticism's a little bit weaker when you've spent $0. Again, if they've convinced people to buy the Halo Infinite Battle Pass premium with that imagery, you have a very strong case. You have a very strong case to say, now hang on a minute. I gave you money because I thought that armor was dope, and it's not in the Battle Pass. That is a perfectly well-made point. How much money did you spend is going to be my response to literally every critique you bring up then. That's a total whataboutism, which is irrelevant. No, it is not. When I have criticized the challenge system, the XP earn rate, and the store, I have said these are bad for returning customers, return logins. This is bad for the player experience. You're not going to sell a lot of items in your store because it's fragmented and broken. I said just this morning, I want them to make bundles of cash. Why? I'm pro gaming. I want the game to do well. And these things aren't going to help the game to do well. If you're going to take issue with misleading marketing, that's usually tied to, I parted with my pennies based on something that wasn't true. That's all I'm saying. If you spent $0 and you downloaded Halo Infinite multiplayer, what do you mean you were misled? Misled to what? Download it and play it? Like, that's not a very strong argument. I'm not saying the argument is illegitimate. I'm saying it's not very strong. If you spent no money, then what are you going to say? Well, I downloaded the game and I played and laughed with my friends, and doggone it, I couldn't get that reach armor. This is unconscionable. Like, you see what I'm saying? I'm not saying it's an illegitimate argument. I'm saying it's pretty weak if you spent no money. When it's your umpteenth issue in the month, you lose the benefit of the doubt. And hear me out, Adam. I am not saying give them the benefit of the doubt. I'm saying let's assign blame where it belongs. The blame belongs on mismanagement and the failure of 343 leadership leading up to November 2020. That's where the blame belongs. I don't think we want to assign blame in a sinister plot to trick you when clearly this image is used everywhere. You see what I'm saying? Make the right criticism. Listen, we are granting and acknowledging 343 has been completely mismanaged, and we continue to find evidences of that. 343, we think you should do right by the community given the marketing surrounding the Battle Pass, and the Reach armor should be earnable. Why does intent matter? Intent matters because if we're going to have a symbiotic relationship with them and you want to call them to account for things, let's play fair. Let's play fair. This is obviously very personal for me. If you're going to try and criticize me for something I did or said, intent matters. You're going to act like intent matters, you're going down a very slippery slope. I know you're thinking you're thinking in legalese and lawyer language, Zubair, but I do think intent matters. I don't agree with this idea that intent doesn't matter. I do not agree with that. I think intentions are incredibly important in establishing, especially in a situation like this, establishing appropriate blame and then appropriate response from the company. Spriggan said, the challenge-only progression for the Battle Pass sucks. It's worse than the Destiny passes. It encourages ignoring objectives, and then you need to no-life it. Spriggan, I agree with you. I called this out when they announced it, before the game was even out, and I compared it to Titanfall 1. Titanfall 1 did the same dadgum thing. All I said is that it was misleading marketing. I didn't say it was a sinister plot to deceive the public. Well, hang on, Ilarian. You can't see Discord. I was responding to like a Reddit thing that was like accusing them of lying, right? So that was a lie, right? That's the title of the post that has 2,000 upvotes. I wasn't necessarily responding to you. Just remember, Ilarian, when you take up the banner for an argument thread, you're going to get my response as if I'm responding to everything, not just you. Does that make sense? When you pick up the banner and you're like, yeah, they misled us, I'm not just responding to you. Yeah. The Discord thing that I was responding to, they have like a red circle on over here. You see where my mouse is circling? They have like a red circle over here to be like, this was in the thing and they misled us. It's got that like, it's like a gotcha. Yeah, we gotcha. Like, here it is. And that's what I was pushing back on. It's like, come on, guys. Like, it's very likely that this image was drummed up and used in 18 different places, and there wasn't a sinister plan here to trick you. However, hey, 2 coffee orders. Holy moly, like 15 minutes ago. A bag of Frickmas to Sandy. Thank you, Sandy. And then a bag of Frickmas and a bag of Dark Roast to someone named Dontal. That's all I'll say. I don't want to say the full name because you put your full name in, but I'm not going to say it. Thank you, Dontal. You guys are the absolute best. So many coffee orders today. So many new subscribers. Thank you so much. We are just surprisingly climbing very fast to 10K subs, and we appreciate you being here. You do need to subscribe to Talk and Chat, but that doesn't cost anything, and we welcome lots of new people. We welcome disagreement here. I've had people disagreeing with me all morning, but we don't run people out for disagreeing. We actually thrive, I think, in an environment when we're disagreeing. I think this whole conversation is evidence that the gaming industry is crap right now, and the built-up frustration is being released. Oh, I love when people say this, because it's so not true. Right? It's so not true. The gaming industry is not crap right now. We are literally living in the golden age of gaming. We are living in the golden age of gaming. Have you seen some of the games that are coming out or have come out? We are playing games that would be considered a religious experience for people playing Nintendo in the 80s and the 90s. We get to play games that folks would be like, that's an existential experience to be able to play that. Oh my gosh. I do not think we are in this, we're in this, the gaming industry is just in the crapper right now. No, it is not. Indies are booming and having success. Game company after game company is getting into positions of more ownership of their product and more independent. Yes, there are really, really bad examples right now. That doesn't represent the entire industry, though. It doesn't. Like, it's really big companies tend to, I think, overshadow the narrative. It's you know what I'm saying? It's like people look at, I guess, the nutritional value of McDonald's, and then they want to act like, well, all fast food or all restaurants are terrible and awful. Well, no. I mean, there's certainly a trend of a lack of nutritional value across the spectrum of fast food restaurants, but that doesn't mean all restaurants are bad. It doesn't mean all of the American food industry is terrible. We live in an age where indies gulf AAA games in terms of quality. Sure. That's changing the game, isn't it? Indies are progressing nicely, but games from the big developers have fallen off. And that also I just don't agree with. I don't. The Game Awards made that very clear. There were a lot of big developers that hit absolute home runs this year. Stellar games. Ratchet and Clank, Deathloop, Resident Evil 8, Returnal. These are big titles. These are big names. Worthy of praise, worthy of awards. It Takes Two. You know? Yeah, exactly. Cyberpunk, Anthem, GTA Trilogy, what else? Yeah, Battlefield, Call of Duty, and Halo versus the entire rest of the industry. Your favorite Purple Place is apparently crapping the bed right now. Are they having like a technical problem or something else, Pugs? There's earnable reach armor and paid for reach armor. What's wrong with that? Mo, I'll tell you. They made the fatal mistake of using the image over there. They use that image to promote the battle pass, and that armor up in the corner is not available on the battle pass. That's the mistake they made. I'm not burning them at the stake for it and saying they lied to the public, but that's not very good. Their servers are blowing up. Oh, they haven't had any major tech issues in a while, so not that I know about. They and YouTube have been pretty good with their ingest servers as of late. We push back against those games because they are so egregious, but they don't represent the entire industry. I agree. Adam says, I started on Atari. The micros, the misleading promos, the paid betas. I think it's been corporatized to sterilize levels. Is it better in some ways? Sure. But it's missing the soul. I know, boomer. You're not a boomer. I think you have 2 years on me. I just turned 40 in November. I don't think you're acting well, yeah, you kind of are acting and talking like a boomer. Well, back in my day, I think, unfortunately, and this happens a lot, doesn't it? I think this happens a lot. We can let the bad things completely overshadow the good things. And I'm going to give you an example. As a live streamer, I have noticed that there can be anywhere from 50 to 75 active chatters in a chat. If you've got, 500 to 1,000 people watching a stream, it's safe to say you have about anywhere from 50 to 100 active chatters just regularly saying stuff. And in my experience, there have been many times where one or two people in the chat being toxic and nasty becomes the focal point of chat. We ignore the fact that there's 50 people talking, being positive and having a good time and being awesome. And that one person comes in and is like, I thought the game trailer sucked. And everybody focuses on that guy. That guy overrides. I remember specifically streaming once. We had like 2,000 people watching. We were breaking down a stream that we had just covered. And somebody said, why is chat being so negative? It was 2 people out of a sea of people. 2 people were being negative. And what did that person say? Their perception was, man, why is chat being so negative? Why? I don't get it. I think the same thing is happening with the game industry right now. You have a sea of great, high-quality, award-winning games, and a couple of the big ones that you have your eyes on, Battlefield, Call of Duty, Halo, the Grand Theft Auto trilogy, you have your eyes on those, and because they're bad, you act like, well, the game industry is just in the freaking toilet. It's like, no, it's not. The game industry is amazing right now. We are literally in the golden age of video games. Why is chat being negative, though? Like, I'll make a comparison. I made this comparison the other day because I think we are also living in the golden age of television. We are living in the golden age of television when you can watch something at the production level of The Wheel of Time or with the quality and the creativity of The Queen's Gambit or Ozark or any of these other original shows coming out. I believe we are living in the golden age of television. I believe that. We can consume more television now at a higher caliber, a higher production value, acting, all of it, bigger budgets. You can consume more high-quality television now than you ever could if you add up the entire history of television and you put it all in a box. It pales in comparison to what television is right now. Now, you could go and look at the low production, big money, big headlines, reality TV trash that's out there, and you could say, the television industry is just in the crapper. Look at this junk out here. Just awful, putrid, bleh. And you'd be wrong. You'd be wrong. But what do you mean? The television right now is amazing. What are you talking about? It just... throw a rock in a dark room and you're going to hit an amazing television show. What do you even mean? But if you focus on the negative can overshadow the positive. Good acting isn't really a new thing, and personally I think we've long passed the golden age of acting. Well, I don't agree with that at all. No. Some of the method acting that we get to experience these days absolutely just stomps on the acting of the days of old. No question. You pick your best movie. You know what? You can pick Citizen Kane or Gone with the Wind. I can show you 10 acting tour de forces in the last decade that crushed those movies. Crushed them. No way. Absolutely disagree. We are in an age of entertainment that is at a whole nother echelon of quality. It's just unbelievable. And but we can focus on the negative and act like, oh, everything's so bad right now. A24 taking on superhero fatigue. I think we're on the eve of the evolution of superhero movies. Oh, for sure, yeah. Joker would like a word. You see what I'm saying? There's a bunch of great shows, but out of the Netflix library, how many is that? Well, I think that's a little unfair, though, Robert, because a lot of the Netflix library is like old stuff or indie stuff or foreign stuff that may not appeal to you. I've watched stuff that some people would think is just awful low budget, but I think it's creative and I enjoy it. Whether it's, the Circle or The Exam or, these were shows I recommended to people if you liked Squid Game. By that same logic, any TV or gaming in the future would always be the golden age of gaming or TV because we're always advancing to the further society goes. It's possible, Dream. I actually think there's probably pretty good sociological and technological commentary that would say we are entering into an era. We are entering into an era where the uncanny valley will give us a sense of both being disturbed and disenfranchised. I honestly think that. I think photorealism in video games and the removal of the window and suddenly everything feels and looks real, I actually think that's going to have a depreciating effect on our experience with entertainment and gaming. I do. I think it's going to have a dulling effect. It already is having a dulling effect because you can binge a show. You can just binge it. You just inhale it like it's nothing, and you become numb to it. Now you need something better, something more exciting, something bigger, something more grand. This is why I'm applauding shows like Wheel of Time and Mando for making you wait an entire week for an episode, because it engages other parts of your brain. You're a complex person, and there's parts of your brain and your psyche that are not engaged with if you don't have to wait to watch the next episode. You are robbing yourself of the anticipation, the theory crafting, the curiosity, the frustration, the excitement. You're robbing yourself of all of that when you binge a show. And I believe we are on the cusp of an overconsumption and an over realistic sense of digital entertainment that I believe will have a dulling effect. No way VR feels like real life and I'm still playing Halo and stuff. Yeah, but that's not what I said. I said it will have a dulling effect. Give it 10 years. Give it 10 years. It has a dulling effect. It does. The first time you hear an album or a song, you think it's the greatest thing you've ever heard. And the more you listen to it, the more you experience it, it has a dulling effect on you. It doesn't hit the same way. So you got to go to another album. The same thing will happen to you neurologically if you start consuming super hyper realistic experiences that are digital and not real. It'll have a dulling effect on you. Here's your proof. Look at how high your expectations are now. That's exactly right. That's exactly right. How many times do we look at a video game, looks great, looks awesome, and people are like, yeah, it looks like crap. Why? Because everything needs to be photorealistic. I need to see sweat, beads of sweat and water beads flipping off of a butterfly's wings, or I'm not happy. Not all music is that way. All music is that way, yes. There's got to be science to back me on this. The first time you hear an amazing rock song, it will never hit the same way ever again. It won't. It won't. Every re-listen, really good music gets better each time you listen. It's different, though. It's not the same effect. It's not the same heightened effect. The first time you hear... No. There's got to be science to back me on this. There's got to be science to back me on this. There is something that happens to you the first time you hear or see that thing. It's like... It washes over you. And sure, you can re-listen to it and re-experience and discover new things. I've watched Lost numbers of times, and I see and find new things. But it will never hit like the first time. Never. That first gut punch when someone dies. That first, it was him. That first time. You will never replicate that. Why do people make tweets like, I wish I could have my brain erased so I could experience this game, this show, this movie, this album for the first time? I want to experience it for the first time. Why? Because it never quite hits the same after that. This is all related to what I'm talking about. I believe we've been dulled. We've been numbed to the fact that, these games are incredible. If you went back in time, you would be worshipped. You could start a church and be like the church of video games. If you went back in time to the 80s and 90s and you just took one game, take God of War, take Breath of the Wild, people would be like, oh my goodness, here's my money, here's my commitment, here's my loyalty. People would worship you. You'd be like, you would be considered a god if you could go back in time and take the games back there that we play now. Songs that I've loved but haven't heard in a while, hear them and suddenly they hit harder than the first time I heard them. I don't know if that's true, but you're maybe making my point for me by being like, well, I haven't heard it in a really, really long time. Kind of making my point for me, aren't you? It can't hit consistently over and over and over and over again. It can't, right? The more you consume it, the overarching point I was making is the more you consume it, it has a dulling effect. You kind of are proving that by saying, if I wait a really, really long time to listen to it, it hits hard. Well, sure. You've taken a break. So anyway, that's a big, huge, like, sociological, like, psychological discussion that I think is readily provable just in your own, your own experiences, right? I appreciate that, Chewy Gaming. Thanks for being here. I love when I'm listening to a song and I hear something new that I hadn't noticed before. Sure, it's a different level of appreciation. I don't want to give you the impression that, like, right now I can go boot up Foo Fighters, The Color and the Shape, and I love it. Just that, Hey Johnny Park drum opening. Blimp, boom, bip, boom, boom. It's like, oh my word, There Goes My Hero and Everlong and Walking After You. Sure. It's like, oh, this is so good. Oh, I never picked up on that before. Oh, I just love this song. It takes me back, right? I didn't want to make it sound like you just throw the CD out. The kids in the audience, what's a CD? You don't just throw the album out. You're like, well, I've heard that enough. That wasn't the point that I was making. The point that I was making is the more you consume it, you become dull to it. You become numb to it. It doesn't hit quite the same. No, I didn't play ranked. I don't really have an interest in playing ranked. Thanks for the Wheel of Time recommendation. It's awesome. Can't wait to get home and watch. Yeah. We're not caught up yet because we had relatives in town. Here's some science that somebody found for me in Discord. Why the first time you hear a song is special according to science? Why are we so nostalgic for music we loved as teenagers? Another. So Barrier found some articles. Yeah, I like I said, I believe that there's brain science behind this because the neurological pathways haven't been formed yet. So there is a euphoric feeling. There's a heightened sense as those pathways are formed. Think about the 3D graphics were unheard of back before the Nintendo 64. Now it's almost unheard of for the classic 2D pixels and sprites. What's going to be next? 3D question. Well, the next thing is going to be virtual reality and augmented reality. Those are the next two frontiers of gaming that haven't quite landed yet. They've landed, but they're certainly not mainstream because it's a niche audience. Like, it's really, really hard to sell VR games in great quantity, which means you're not going to get a lot of money to make the games, which means the games that you're going to get are going to be small budget, which means they're not going to be amazing in scope, even if they're good in quality. I don't know. VR is going to be tough. It's going to be tough. It's still... I told people 5 years ago it won't be mainstream. Oh, no, I want to give it a couple years. It's still not mainstream. Too many barriers. You got to buy equipment. You need the space. It needs to land on you. You need to be able to enjoy it. It's subjective. Some people don't like it. Some people get a headache. Some people think it's weird. And then you got to buy more equipment. And so then when publishers are looking at those projects, they're saying, you're selling to a niche audience. Your market share, your target audience is significantly smaller. So we don't really want to back it. Or if we are going to back it, we're going to back it for a lot less money. And you're sitting there saying, well, it's new technology. It's a frontier. I mean, we need a lot more funding. Even if VR becomes more popular in the next 10 or 20 years, I don't know if it will ever be mainstream, and it's pretty easy to prove my point. Look at the way that we consume digital media. It hasn't changed. It's only changed in size and quality. Look at TVs and movie screens at their inception. They have only changed in size and quality. You still go and you stare at a screen. Why? Because it works. It's our brain and most people's brains and eyeballs can enjoy it. They tried to do 3D television, and what happened to that? I remember people telling me, oh, this is the next wave. The next wave. No, it's not. Nobody wants to wear a freaking pair of glasses on their face. It's uncomfortable, and some people get a headache from it. No. And it didn't go anywhere. So... I'm dead serious. I think there's proof in the way that we consume. It's like, no, a screen. The augmented reality and virtual reality are going to be very, very difficult to sell because it's so subjective. Some people's eyes and brains just simply cannot enjoy it. That is an irrefutable barrier and hurdle for these companies to both get good publishing funding and good market reach. You're never going to get rid of that reality. You know what I'm saying? You're just never going to get rid of that reality. So, we're getting a little off course here. So if you're new and tuning in, the Halo Challenges update that landed yesterday, I was being critical of it and saying that it is still bad. We would love to hear from you. You have to hit subscribe if you want to talk in the chat or take our poll at the top of the chat. 568 votes. People are mostly saying it's still bad or slightly better. People saying they're good are in the minority here. Only 13% are saying that they're so good. If you're interested in Halo Infinite custom games, on Friday night at 8 p.m. Eastern, we'll be doing another stream here on this channel, and you can come and play with us as long as you're a paying member here or on my other channels. If you're a paying member on another channel, just use Discord so we can verify. And if we get 400 members, we're getting closer and closer to having 400 total members on this channel. If we get to 400 members before Friday or before Friday night, I will bring back my esports shoutcasting desk split screen, because we shoutcast you, me and my man Hilly. You guys go into the custom games and play, and we cast you and make fun of you. No, stay on this topic. I gotta be careful. Because there are people right now on YouTube clicking on this video, and they're like, why isn't he talking about the Halo Challenges update? If you've got questions about the Halo Challenges update, or maybe you're really interested in Halo Infinite SWAT, then just let us know, because we did play yesterday, and I can give you my thoughts on those game modes as well. Yahtzee made a great point about VR. It'll never be mainstream for gaming because it doesn't make it more accessible or social, which is the direction gaming has been going in. Right. I think VR will go mainstream and become very popular in people's homes if they can work with the... I'm not being crass. If they can get an inroad and be super successful in the adult entertainment industry. I think that's their inroad. I think if they can get there, that's when they'll become massively successful and super popular. And once you see that, this is what will happen. Then the market saturation of VR units will go up, be more common, same way that televisions took a long time to be common in the home. VR will be more common in the home because, if we're honest, when you attach a piece of technology to the animalistic instinctual part of us, it'll become very popular. That's when you'll have way more people willing to be like, oh, VR is cool, right? Am I going to touch... Lono, are you going to touch on what's happening to Hush? Yeah, I'll touch on it. The toxic Bungie culture of retaliation, blacklisting, marking, and just in general, just reprehensible leadership is poured out into the culture, has poured out into the community once again. This all comes from the top. I hold Bungie, I hold their community managers fully responsible for the way that community continues to conduct itself, because this has all been done through both private means of Discord servers and private communication from Bungie employees and CMs with respect to marking and harming people. And if you don't think that the Bungie retaliation culture is still well in full swing, then ask this question. Why has almost, virtually, not a single Destiny content creator has covered the IGN article? Why? The answer is very simple. Bungie is a toxic, disgusting, retaliatory company, and everyone is scared to cross them. That is why. And when the community behaves in the exact same way, it is because they are modeling the behavior that they have seen by Bungie. One of Bungie's community managers, DMG, he liked a tweet of a woman brigading and targeting Hush and lying about him. DMG liked the tweet. That is not the professional, charitable, or honest, or even high moral character or integrity thing to do as a person with 200-something thousand followers and a community manager for a company. That is disgusting behavior, and it should be viewed by the public as disgusting behavior, and none of those gentlemen should ever work in the industry ever again because of their character, their dishonesty, and their public behavior. That's my thoughts on the situation with Hush. So if you're tuning in, we're largely discussing the Halo Challenges update that rolled out yesterday. They rolled it out yesterday, and they were supposed to make them better. I'm arguing that they're not better. Did anybody see evidences of this? One of the guys said that they were going to be adding challenges that would be tied to your performance, right? They were going to be tied to your performance. Curious if anybody... I didn't see that. I didn't see any challenges that like, oh, I got more XP, you know? I just got XP or whatever. I got more XP because I played better. I didn't see any evidence of that. Cumulative score? You got one of those? If you were still covering Destiny, would you have spoke out? Yeah, probably, because even though I was covering the game and I knew how they behaved, I knew how they interacted with the community and the content creators, and I knew it was toxic. I wish you wouldn't have taken such a soft, wishy-washy position. Total score earned, yes. It was a challenge. I had a challenge that revolved around game score. Yo, what's good, Abe? This new promotion is taking up a lot of my time. I'll try to be around if I can. Good luck to you and your fam, Lono. We were wondering where you were, Abe, yesterday. Somebody says, Abe's not here. He would love this. Like, people were giving me crap, and people were missing you for not being here to give me crap. They also give more XP for the first couple of matches. Well, no, that's been in the game for like a week, and I criticize that. I don't think that's a good system. I don't think it rewards people who play for long periods of time. It rewards people who are willing to play for, an hour and 45 minutes a day, and that's not the entire community, right? From what I saw, there are challenges where you get points in a mode, not a basic XP gain or just playing. There were challenges where you got points in a mode. I don't even know if I saw that. I don't even know if I saw any evidences of that. Like, I wasn't paying attention, honestly, to the challenges. I was paying attention to my battle pass. And when I saw that my battle pass, went nowhere, you know what I mean? I was like, okay, this didn't work any better. The new system that they outlined where you get more XP for your first couple of games and the challenges update yesterday, it didn't work any better for me. It barely moved the needle. It barely moved the needle. James says, should I use the XP boost first week of challenges to maximize my XP or just use them once a day for the 300? Homie, I couldn't tell you. I honestly don't know what the best approach there would be. Somebody'd have to crunch that with a calculator and tell you. I guarantee you there's got to be a guide on Reddit that's like, here's the way to maximize your XP. There's got to be that. It's got to be somewhere. You can see them if you look at future challenges and they still suck. They need to figure out a way to make XP gain for just playing. I agree with you, Mo. Big time. You didn't do challenges? Yes, I did. There was only 2 I didn't do, Mo. There were 2 weeklies I didn't do because they wanted me to play a game mode I wasn't interested in, and they wanted me to play ranked. I did all of the rest. No, there was one that I was at 5 out of 7 on. I'm sorry. There was one that I was at 5 out of 7 on. It was something with a particular weapon, some kind of a rifle or something. That was the only challenge that I could have tried to do that I didn't do. That was it. The other ones were I don't want to play ranked, and I don't want to go play that game mode. I was ending games, winning with lots of points, or low points, or middle points, and it didn't matter. 50 XP, 50 XP, 50 XP. Come on. It didn't seem to matter whether or not I played well, got a lot of score. None of it mattered. I was getting the same amount every time. Somehow the challenges this week are almost worse. Challenges related to specific modes need to go. Challenges related to vehicles and weapons need to go. Here's the... this is the issue. This is the issue. The challenges are not inherently bad if... This is a big if, okay? The challenges are not inherently bad if there's just a normal, rhythmic, good delivery of XP. Why? Because then they feel optional. When they don't feel optional because there's no other way to earn XP, their specificity and their irritation is magnified. Does that make sense? They're not inherently bad. They're bad because they are literally the only way to efficiently get XP after 4 or 5 games. And so that's why they feel so frustrating. If they were just optional and extra, in addition to other very rhythmic, very reasonable earns of XP, Nobody would be saying this. You'd be like, yeah, you can do those if you want, but you don't need to. Just keep playing. You're getting XP for playing. You're getting XP for playing well. Challenges are supposed to be extra and optional, not like pivotal and central. The minute they become like that level of importance, that's the issue. That's the issue. I need that. Hang on. I need that. I need that text. Thanks for that tweet, Menacing Mommy. Apparently Doc's new game is going to be built in the Unreal Engine 5. I want that in my report. Don't go anywhere. We're not done with the show yet. I'm gonna take a quick break. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, keep being awesome, take the poll at the top of the chat. When I come back, I want to know which mode you played the most since the update. If you're a Halo fan, I want to know which mode you played the most, and I'd love to see you Friday night for custom games. So consider becoming a member, or at the very least sub, so that way you're here on Friday night. I'm a Safe for Work broadcaster doing talk shows Monday through Friday. We'd love to see you Friday night for our Halo Infinite custom games. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. Sorry, chat. I had to learn all about my son's Sonic socks and underwear that he got from Target. It was pressing news. I needed to know about it right now. Because, listen, when you're 6 and you get some Sonic underwear and socks, that is That's right off the wire, okay? That's breaking news. So he had to tell me about it. You think this community's dog eat dog because everyone covers just about the same thing? I mean, I don't necessarily really want to go down that road. If you want my thoughts on it, I have a whole stream on, Bungie's toxic culture exposed. I'll give you like the 5 Cliffs Notes here. Bungie's not owning it and being accountable. They're spinning it, misrepresenting what happened to the company, and they paid people to be quiet about it. Their toxic culture has bled out into the public. Their CMs, their community managers, the way they interact with streamers is not healthy. It has affected the way that community behaves. They go after each other. They lie. They backbite. They deceive. It's what led to me, what happened to me, right? And the fact that Bungie, a company that size, the fact that they got involved with what happened to me, both their corporate attorneys were involved in helping plan it, and the fact that they spoke out publicly about it from their CMs, and the CMs spoke out and they were dishonest. They lied. I think it's a serious problem, and I don't think it's going to fix itself. I can't imagine anybody looking from the outside in saying, I would love to cover that game. I'd love to cover that game and get involved. I can't imagine anybody wanting to. It's nasty. It's clear that the retaliation culture still exists. Everyone's sort of walking on eggshells and living in fear, and anybody will try to hurt you, harm you, or use something to ruin you because you're in their way or they're jealous of what you have. I don't know. That's my Cliffs Notes. I can't see the content creator community growing. I can only see it shrinking, and I can only see at least the public player base, not the actual player base itself, shrinking. Like, why would you want to be associated with or involved with a community that behaves itself in that way? It's called Challenges Not Easy for Me, please. Incredible BLK, are you talking to me or somebody in chat? I'm not arguing that they be easy. I'm not arguing that the challenges be easy. I'm not arguing that at all. I don't think I've once indicated that I think that. I have said consistently, I even said it a little bit ago, that the challenges in and of themselves are not bad. A Windows update is running. That's why I'm like just sitting here downloading stuff. Like, shut off. Shut you off like every friggin' day. Challenges in and of themselves, asking you to go do extra things, difficult things, or tedious things, that's not necessarily inherently wrong or a problem. It isn't. It's not. It's bad because it's literally, in many ways, this is true, it's the only way to get XP after a certain amount of time, and that amount of time is pretty short. I only played for like 2 hours yesterday. I didn't even play that long, and I hit the wall. I hit the wall super, super fast. It was like, here you go. Halo Challenges update. Didn't do anything for me. I'm out here enjoying Halo Infinite SWAT and all these other new game modes, and I'm trying to have a good time. And you want me to go into ranked? You want me to go over here? You want me to go over there? No. It's bad. It's not good. It's not. I don't know. I would love for them to tie XP to medals rather than challenges. Yeah, like no scope. I got one yesterday, and the guy says that, and I'm like, oh, and I feel awesome. I don't know. Give me 50 XP for that. I don't know. Give me something. Now, obviously, if you spend the entire game going for no scopes because you know it's a great batch of XP, you could give depreciating returns on medals. You don't want somebody spending their entire time being like, oh, you get 100 XP for no scopes. I mean, you just bag 10 no scopes a game and you're going to level up. Like, you got to be careful. But no, yeah, I think the medals for sure. Extra credit's only extra credit if you can get 100 of 100 without it. That's right. Yeah. It just feels good, but it doesn't have to be much either. Just a little something. A little something on the side, right? Why you could just do this. Any and all medals earned in a game, you can get 50. So you're only going to get 50 XP one time from a no-scope. You're not going to keep getting it. So you could go for medals. Like, if there's medals for defending the flag, capturing the flag, killing a flag carrier. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Headshots, killing spree, kill-taculars. Like, all of those things, you know? all of those things could be used to say, hey, you know, you're going to be able to earn XP as long as you're doing dope stuff in the game. If you guys haven't smashed the like button yet, it would be amazing to roll the likes over. We only need a couple more to hit 300. Thanks for being here today. If you haven't hit subscribe yet, we'd love to hear from you, especially if you're a fan of Halo Infinite. So feel free to smash subscribe, introduce yourself in chat. Medals for objective play. Right. You're getting way too above the 343 pay raise here. I don't see how hard it would be to implement a certain multiplier to your score from a match and award it as XP. Especially if you're actually doing things that you're supposed to be doing in the match. Like if you're doing... You know what I'm saying? Especially if you're doing the objective. Right? If I'm capturing the flag, if I'm doing stuff in the game, then yeah. Why would you not do that? You know? Why would you not? Like, let me go in there and check it out. Let me see what's going on. Instead of like being, you know... I don't know. It just seems so simple. But again, I think we're just coming back to the same thing that we said a little bit ago. We're just finding evidences that the game was mismanaged. It's not that I don't even think that they're dumb or inept. It's that they're mismanaged. And the results are a very fragmented and somewhat confusing game with respect to a lot of these things. How many coffee orders have we sold today? Jiminy Christmas. You guys are just going nuts. We have sold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 coffee orders. You think we could get 10? You think we could get 4 more coffee orders? What are objectives? What are objectives? What are objectives? Yeah, that's right. Akuda Papa, spoken like a true Halo fan. What are objectives? What are you talking about? What's that? What does the Frickmas taste like? It is a Mexican-sourced bean. It's medium-bodied, bright seasonal, crisp finish, and balanced acidity. All of our coffee has balanced acidity. So a lot of people, since the shipping stays the same, it doesn't go up if you do 3 bags. Like the difference between 2 and 3 bags is the same on shipping if you're in the U.S. And so a lot of people just buy all 3. They get the red, the yellow, and the green. Red light, yellow light, green light. Traffic light special, all 3. Some people do the Madam Challenge, because my wife can't decide between the dark roast and the Frickmas blend. So I think she's chosen Frickmas as her favorite. Once Frickmas is gone this year, it's gone until next year. My favorite is the dark roast. The light roast is the most drinkable. It's the best introductory coffee you can probably buy. My objective is to kill the enemy. What else is there? You know what that sounds like, Telorn? That sounds like a 90s movie with Stallone. You know what I mean? My objective is to kill the enemy. What else is there? Like, that's it. You're just a brute, you know? I'm on the brute squad. You are the brute squad. Like, you're the brute squad. You know? My objective is to teabag everyone on the opposite team. There you go. Unless you're a diehard dark roast coffee drinker, then I recommend the Frickmas blend, says Distorted. Yeah, the Frickmas blend is also a medium roast. Frickmas is a medium roast. Abe says if you're going for hot coffee, go with Frickmas. Cold brew with the dark roast. There you go. And the light roast is just so drinkable. A lot of people get this as an introductory coffee because of the balanced acidity and it's light. Honey undertones, very drinkable coffee. It's the same base flavor for dark roast. It's just that the dark roast is got a more full-bodied flavor because it's been roasted longer, but it still has the honey undertones and the balanced acidity. But the light roast is perfect for if you want to do a cold brew, if you like drinking coffee black. A lot of people drink this black because they're like, it doesn't even need creamer, it's so smooth. So this is a great introductory coffee, or just it doesn't need any frills. You know, no frills necessary on the light roast. And the balanced acidity, it's easier on your stomach, way less bitterness, very, very drinkable. And more caffeine in the light roast as well. So, what's good, Hex? It's been hilarious to me watching Halo people say they're not playing the objective because of challenges. As a fan of Halo since Combat Evolved, the Halo community has by and large ignored objectives. It's true. It's true. It's generally pretty true. It's generally pretty true. how to order. You can use the coffee command, or you can go to ragelessroast.com. Somebody's used the coffee command in chat. Hellfire's used it, so right there. You can order the Rageless Roast here, sntrnetwork.com/shop. There you go. There you go. Thank you to everybody who has done a membership today as well. We got 6 members today. We need about, I think when we started today, we needed 29 to get to 400 members. So that takes us down to 23. So 6 new members. 6 new members today. Thank you to everybody who is a brand new member. We're trying to get to 400 members before Friday night, and then we'll bring back Split Screen, my esports casting desk, for our Halo Infinite custom matches. If you're a fan of Halo and you're looking to have some fun with some custom matches, me and my man Hilly will be shoutcasting you, making fun of you as you play in some custom matches with the community. You do need to be a paid member for that, and that's why we have that incentive. To be clear, I personally bought all 3, said Distorted. Oh, you've gotten all 3. Okay, well, there you go. There you go. That is, that's a great testimony from somebody. There we go. I was like, why does that keep popping up on my phone? Like, I don't want a screen report from my phone. Here's how much you've used your phone this week compared to last week. Leave me alone. I don't need to know that. You know, 343 should use challenges to promote gameplay they desire. You want folks capturing flags or defending? Why not challenges for that? Not just kill XY weapon. See, you're so close, Salen. You're right there. Let me take your idea and make it just perfect, okay? You're right there. What if, no matter what mode you were in, there was an associated per-game challenge that you could try to do to get points? You want people playing the objective? You want people picking up the batteries, banking the batteries, stealing the batteries, capturing the flag, defending the flag? Then have in-game objectives. I'm a really big defensive player, so every time it's pretty easy for me to get flag defense. I'll get that challenge every time, right? Here you go. Here's 50 points, right? I love running and trying to get the flags. I love running and trying to get in the batteries. No matter what mode you're in, just be like, you know, Team Slayer. And there could be challenges associated with that game mode. So while you're in there, the mode is telling you, you want to maximize your points? Then play the dadgum objective. Like, how is this not... I don't know. I get frustrated sometimes because I think these things are super obvious. Like, maybe it's not that obvious. If you want certain behavior in a game, then you incentivize it. It is that simple. The wife said that you're looking good and it's nice to see you doing your thing. Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate that compliment. Does she like my beard and my mustache is a little thicker? Is that kind of her thing? You know? Belmont, why don't you go ahead and leave the room? I want to talk to her right now. Let me ask you something, girl. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Thank you. You can thank her for me. Thank you. I appreciate the compliment. The same with the tax system. Ginger. Stop. Don't you... Come on. You like the haircut short? Thank you, Ginger. In my opinion, the only game that challenges actually work was for Fortnite. It's actually fun to do the wacky things in the golf carts. A little bit different in a battle royale, sure, because you're not on a team. You know what I mean? You're not on a team and like, I need you to come over here and help with this objective. It's just a battle royale. A little different, but good, a well-made point. She's laughing hard. Good. Can you color that blank spot in, please? It's distracting. Yeah, you need to get the marker right there. The hair doesn't grow there. It's super frustrating. I don't know why. She said you look healthy and happy with the glow. Really? You know, it's funny. I've said this. I'll go back and I'll watch streams when we were covering the other game on YouTube. And there's a difference. There's a cloud hanging over that man. Maybe not even a cloud hanging over that man. That man is in darkness. That man's in darkness. He hadn't climbed out of the trenches yet. You know, the viewership and the money was better, but he wasn't better. You know what I'm talking about? Anyway, I do. I feel good. Tomorrow might explain why. Tomorrow's episode of the Say No to Rage story might explain why. We've yeah. I think I've turned a corner mentally on some of this stuff. And that article and the weekend of just undeniable, unquestionable just grossness on Twitter, it was like, okay. Yeah. I'm not giving anything away, Creature. Creature's always like, don't. My mantra has always been, tell people everything, just be transparent. Like, hey, at this time and on this date, we're going to talk about this. And Creature's like, you shouldn't tell these people anything. And we make a great pair. We meet in the middle. I shroud things with just enough mystery so that he's happy, but I tell you just enough that I'm happy. Like, we meet in the middle. We do. I as a live streamer, you tell people everything. You let them know everything that's going on, because if not, they'll show up and be like, why is this happening? And you're like, oh, well, we didn't tell you. Anyway, you look better now, bro, but not mentally, but physically too. Oh, I've lost weight. I was, I wasn't in a good place. I couldn't fall asleep, so, a couple of beers every night, you'll pack on the pounds pretty quick. So, I've had to make a lot of changes. Although we're still recovering from Thanksgiving, I haven't rode my bike in a couple of days because it's just like we have relatives in town, and that just makes every night is late. Every night. And so I wake up and I'm like, it's just I need to get back in that rhythm, man. Give me, you know what I'm saying? It's great. Thanksgiving was a blast. Being around my family is a blast, but it's like you want to get back to like your daily routines. You know what I mean? Creature's the responsible parent and Lono's the rebellious teen. I mean, something like that. Yeah, it's something like that. Healthy and happy with a glow. Is Lono pregnant? I will say that I don't envy women who have to stream, because that's where everybody always thinks that's what's going on. A woman will literally be holding a brand new controller. I have an amazing announcement to make. Are you pregnant? No. Like, I'm holding the thing that the announcement's about. No. They could be sitting next to like a celebrity. I'm so excited to announce this today. Are you pregnant? Just shut up. That question is illegal. It's law. I have made it law. It's illegal. Stop asking people that. Can't just have a good day, right? Yeah, that's right. She's glowing or excited because she's got a new workout routine, or, maybe a relationship that's going well. Are you pregnant? He chose the Sony controller. Sony shill. They're right next to each other, Eugene, too. And you want to know which one was closer and easier to grab? This one was closer and easier to grab. But I grabbed this one. You got me. You got me. You got me. It's true. They pay me exactly $0 every month to praise their games. You're saying you might be pregnant and that the controller is the father. You're having a baby with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson? I don't envy it. I don't. I think there are obviously certain things they can do in the industry that I would never get away with, right? Because, come on. But there's just no way. There's no way I would not want to be a content creator and have to listen to that. No thanks. I'm happy to not have to deal with that. Tell me you don't use an Elite controller without telling me you don't use an Elite controller. Actually, Zubair, I have 3 Elite controllers, and you know where they are? They're in a bin because they all have stick drift. That's where all of my Elite controllers are. Oh, it was my zipper. I was like, what in the heck was that noise? Like my zipper went on the chair, and I was like, is my computer on fire? I understand why you choose blue in the background. How much did Sony pay you? Okay, you know what? I'm so freaking tired of this. Let me. I'm not done. Out of here, Master Chief. There he is. There's. Yeah? There. It's a Sony stream now. It's a Sony stream now. Suck it. I don't know if Sony has a theme song, so I just went with the first melody that came. It looks much better. Wait. They're still green. Hang on. There. Whew, we were still some green in the stream. Oh, whew. There you go. This is Sony stream now. I know it says Halo Challenges Update. Sony theme is the French national anthem. Is that what that is? I don't know. I just went with the first melody that came to me. Hulk is green. I'm not doing another one. I'm not doing another one. I'm not doing another one. Lono's next clickbait video, Halo Infinite on Sony consoles and why it won't happen. Yeah, guys, I got a new necklace. You guys like my necktie? I'm going to stretch my shirt out. I'm going to regret this. I won't stay. How does it feel being a Rageless Roast coffee shill? That's right. That's right. I'm disappointed. You should have switched everything to Nintendo and really messed with their minds. I don't think I have enough for everything Nintendo. I have the Zelda Shield. I don't think I have another Nintendo display. I just knew that I had Tsushima, so I've got God of War. I've God of War and I have Horizon Forbidden West. Just got here, loving the blue. Congrats on the Pepsi sponsor. That's right. That's right. Oh. Zelda games are for children. This stream isn't safe for children. I can't tell the difference that the Halo update didn't make much. You don't see videos of people talking about it? I don't know. I don't know why they wouldn't be talking about it. We had a great day talking about it. People are interested. People are annoyed. The Halo Challenges update, it didn't do anything. Right? It didn't do anything. It barely made a dent. It barely made a dent. You know? Congrats on the Christmas sponsor by Jesus. Yeah, this is his favorite thing that happened about his birth is our Christmas tree. One of the most pivotal, most influential people in the history of the world, and man, I'm so glad that they decorate trees for me. Christmas trees, baby. They're the best. They are the best. Oh, we have to schedule the next stream. Where's my stream holding room? Oh, there it is. Okay. Man, that thumbnail is fire. Thumbnail is so good. All right, go live for the Dr. Disrespect stream today. Okay. Schedule the stream. Create new. Look-a-da-boo, book-a-da-boo. I guess we'll just put ourselves in Call of Duty Warzone. That's what he's been playing, right? The Caldera maps in Warzone. I guess that's just a game we'll pick. Okay. We'll schedule for 12:15 so people get the 30-minute noti. SNTR Gaming with the Sony PlayStation symbol. That's right. That's perfect. That's what I need. It's everything. That is everything. All right, save this image. Close that. Close that. Close this. And we want low latency. And close that. There we go. Is the PS5 controller any better for stick drift? No, they get their thumbsticks from the same supplier. So Nintendo, Sony, and Microsoft are all in kind of a bad spot because essentially they're all using the same sticks that have stick drift. My Sony controllers I haven't had any issue with, but you know, I don't play games nearly as much as I do. If you're covering the two-time, I got to go grab my black on black slate, black blazer, and red bow tie. That's right. Don't worry, they'll celebrate every year by hiding chocolate from their children. That's right. I've never had stick drift, maybe just luck. I would say it's luck since people have reported that they're using the same sticks and they have the same issues. You know? It's like a known thing in the industry that both the Nintendo Switch and the Xbox and the PlayStation controllers are all known for stick drift, and it's because they get their supplier is the same. It's like the whole industry is using the same ones. Now it could be that maybe, you know, the surrounding hardware and peripherals of the PlayStation make it less likely to happen for some reason. I don't know. It could be that PlayStation controllers, you know, because they're so expensive and it seems like such an actual piece of equipment as opposed to like, this doesn't feel like anything that's that important. It doesn't have a speaker. It doesn't have this cool little touchpad. This doesn't seem like a piece of equipment. It seems like a controller. The PlayStation controller feels like a piece of equipment and people might be just treating them nicer. They use the same joblet in the Xbox Elite controller as well. Right. Are you going to do a piece on Warzone being in shambles and streamers walking away from it? Are you talking about Warzone or are you talking about Warzone or are you talking about Vanguard? There's a storm coming. The GIF. I don't understand. That doesn't make any sense to me. Oh, gifted subs initiative. Warzone got outed yesterday for having different stats in their game modes. COD players are furious. My Warzone is in such a bad spot. No new Warzone. The new Warzone map is terrible. It's so bad right now. It's not finished. Almost like a trend these days. Warzone, no Ricochet yet. Cheaters galore. Golly. I've not been paying any attention. I've not. We've had what we felt like was a good news cycle here with New World and with Halo and then like the Doc launching his studio. I've not been paying any attention to the Warzone commentary. I just haven't. Seriously, though, go to your Google profile. You should have an option for blocked under security. I like seeing his stuff. What's Robert can't see? I just blocked Eugene by mistake. How do I unblock? Oh, right. Yeah, it's probably under your actual account. Yeah. The new map is great. I ran into some gun bugs last night. Yeah, I just don't play it much. You know, if you guys are tuning in for the Halo Challenges update, we've been streaming for 2.5 hours, so we may not be, you know, clamped down on that topic right now. If you have questions or you want my coverage, the first 5 minutes of this broadcast is my breakdown. You can hit subscribe and ask me a question in chat if you want. So if you're interested in Halo Challenges update or like Halo Infinite SWAT, we checked it all out yesterday. Feel free to ask me. Feel free to take the poll at the top of the chat. Almost 700 votes. The Halo Infinite Challenges, how are they now? Let us know what you think. And we will be doing Halo Infinite custom games this Friday night. So make sure you're subbed with the bell button. Make sure you're a member if you want to participate. We need the members to hit 400 if I'm going to bring back my casting desk. Me and my man Hilly will be shoutcasting you guys and making fun of you in some Halo Infinite custom games. This last Friday was a banger, so we're hoping that trend can continue. Agreed, the new Warzone map is great. Okay, you can see him again? Okay, good. I see Robert. Yeah. Yeah, I can't... Right now, I can go to your channel, pin a message, report you, remove you, put you in timeout, hide you, or add you as a moderator. Being able to go to your channel is really, really nice. Because, like, if someone comes in and runs their mouth, I can be like, go to channel. Oops, something went wrong. Oh, I got to remove studio. For some reason, it wants to put studio in front of it. Remove studio. Yeah. And so then I can go to your channel and see, oh, this person joined July of 2013. So if someone comes in, starts running their dadgum mouth, and I'm like, and I open up their account and they created it like today, well, then I'll ban them and report them. You know what I mean? Jordan says, they're not bad. I literally have 2 left, and they just updated yesterday. Jordan, you talking about the challenges in Halo? I still think they're bad. I played for 2 hours yesterday and barely moved. Tango 9 with a $2 tip. I've always loved your content, Destiny or not. I appreciate that. Tango starting a $2 tip train. Thanks for doing that. I'm just going to start doing that. Anytime somebody becomes a member of tips. So-and-so starting a train. Thank you. Mr. Slughammer coming in as a brand new member. Enjoy the dope badge and emotes. You're dope and deserve dope stuff. Welcome to Gaming Tier 1. Starting a membership train there. Thank you, Slughammer, for being the first in the train. There's a difference between skins and customization. I feel like people are missing that. John says, I had a ranked challenge that I swapped multiple times, and it gave me the same challenge. I wasted like 4 challenge swaps. So, John, that's important information that you need. The challenges are now in categories, so if you switch a ranked one, it's just going to keep giving you a ranked challenge. Does that make sense? That's an amazing profile pic. I've been lurking for quite a while, and you had me at Halo game nights. Well, all right. It's inconsistent in the different modes, though. I agree. I think that's people's frustration right now, is that challenge swaps don't actually swap the challenge. It just gives you a different ranked challenge over and over and over and over again. That's the issue. As long as YouTube doesn't implement a hype train, I'll do it myself. I'll do it myself. What is that pick? It's great. It's great. We've been getting a lot of results on these polls, too. So if you're coming in and taking the Halo Infinite Challenges poll, over 700 votes now. John says, yeah, it makes sense, but it gave me the exact same challenge. For example, the challenge went from win 1 ranked match to win 3 ranked. Halo Infinite's like, hey, come here. Come here. Yeah. Go run a mile. I don't want to run a mile. Can I have another challenge? Yeah, here's your challenge. Run 3 now. Now you got to run 3. That'll teach you. That'll teach you to use your challenge swap. I got your swap right here. Now you got to do more. What the frick? That's so dumb. I'll give you something to cry about, right? Do you think 343 could have mentioned that change the challenges more specifically so people didn't waste challenge swaps thinking they were going to get something else? I think right now 343 needs to put out a little blast in the game and give people some of their challenge swaps back. Here's 5 free challenge swaps. We're sorry for the confusion. They sell those swaps. They paid for them. They shouldn't be changing how they work without advance notice. It's exactly right. That's exactly right. Like, what on earth? People just wasting their money. You know, oh, I bought these challenge swaps. I'm buying... and this is exactly what I was talking about. That's... If you bought challenge swaps... Now, if you got them from your battle pass, ignore what I'm about to say. Frank with a $2 tip, joining the $2 tip train. Thank you. If you actually bought a challenge swap, I want you to imagine the feeling of like, well, I've bought into this. I am inexplicably okay with you creating a pain point and then letting me pay to get out of it. You've created the challenge system, knowing there'd be challenges that would be unappealing, and you're trying to make money off of it. Okay, I'll buy into this. And then they do... And then you sucker punch them. Thanks for the money. Kablam. You're not actually able to change that challenge to a non-ranked challenge. It's like, what? I guess I don't really look at the challenges as mandatory. Most of the weekly ultimate unlocks aren't really worth it. But Drider, they feel mandatory. They're not mandatory, homie, but they feel mandatory when you're not getting any XP after a while. I am both independently wealthy and foolish. They feel mandatory, brother. I played for maybe 2 hours yesterday, and I'm getting 50 XP a game. They feel mandatory. It's like, well, the only way I'm getting XP now is I got to go play game modes I don't want to play. I guess I'm done for the day. That's not a satisfying way to end. I remember playing Call of Duty Black Ops with my friends in the morning before I would go to college classes, right? Or go to my shift at work. And you know what I always felt? Oh, just one more game. Just one more game, bro. Oh, man. It sucked to put the controller down. This is how I put the controller down yesterday. I mean, I guess I'm done. Oh. It wasn't hard. It was reluctant. It was like, okay, I guess I'm not playing anymore today. That's not how you want somebody ending a play session. You think they're coming back? You think they're coming back the next day for more? You think they're signing up for another round of that? Lono went up 1.5 battle pass levels for more than 2 hours of playing straight. That's dog crap. Last week's ultimate reward was nice because the sniper skin was awesome, but I was very disappointed this week with the ultimate reward being a boring backdrop. Yeah, I'm okay if the rewards are good or bad one week to the next because everybody's different, John. Everyone's different. So you may think, yeah, it's not for me this week. Well, who knows? Somebody else might be like, yo, that backdrop is fire. You see what I'm saying? I think that's okay. Having a rotating carousel of ultimate rewards, that's not really an issue in my book because that everybody's different, Don't want to play ranked. Europe, right, does not compute. I love how people confuse not wanting to do something with being afraid of doing it. Wait, did somebody say, why are people scared of ranked? If you suck, your enemies also suck? Crispy Bogod, I wasn't afraid. What in my demeanor has ever given you the indication that I'm afraid of anything? Like, you know what I'm saying? Have I ever given the indication that I'm fragile and fearful of things? I certainly don't think so. It's not that I'm afraid. I don't want to. Hey, they added Halo Infinite SWAT and Fiesta and Free-For-All and Slayer. Go play ranked. I don't want to. It's random. Go play ranked, and while you're in there, hopefully you get this particular game mode. And if you don't, well, just keep playing. Just keep staying in that hopper that you have zero freaking interest in being in. Ranked is a different beast. Lono is showcasing the new modes, and people are like, why are you not playing ranked? A similar thing was said in Discord chat, too. I don't want to. Why would I go and play something I don't want to? That's funny how they tell you that you're afraid to play ranked. Yeah, like, what am I afraid of? Guys, I can't do it. Ranked's just scary. I don't want to. That would be like having a challenge. Play five games of Fiesta. I don't want to play Fiesta. What are you scared of, bro? Huh? What are you scared of? Why are you scared to play Fiesta? Huh? Can't use those random guns? Huh? You're not good enough? Huh? No, I don't like Fiesta. I actually like Fiesta. I was just imagining somebody who's like, I don't want to play Fiesta. You think Lono has any self-esteem left at this point? I don't have anything left to defend. I don't care. You've taken it all. There's a bunch of meanies in ranks. It gives me high blood pressure. Well, I already have high blood pressure. I'm way ahead of you. I don't like Fiesta, and you're well within your right to not like Fiesta. You should be able to play 6 hours of Slayer and get XP the whole time. Different people like different things. People need to understand that, especially when you have different game modes. That's exactly right. You should be able to play 6 hours of Slayer if you want to and just get good XP the whole time. Instead, they're like, well, you played your 6th game. Come back tomorrow for better XP. Are you freaking Candy Crush or are you Halo? What is this? What do you mean? Come back tomorrow. What is this? What are you doing? What do you mean come back tomorrow? Go away and come back tomorrow, Who rang that bell? Wizard of Oz. They finally get inside, and the wizard's like, go away and come back tomorrow. After they go and liquidate the witch. After they go and liquidate I'm not going to say it. You know what I'm saying? High blood pressure. May try getting some breathe right strips for your nose. Pro tip. Might not be what ails you, but I love them. I don't think that's my issue. My issue is the paralyzing weight of anxiety and fear after being mercilessly attacked by millions of people. Mine's a little different. Just get some breathe right strips, Lono. You lost a 6-figure business because of because of liars. It's been crushing. It's been soul crushing and debilitating and disorienting. But, get some breathe right strips. You'll be okay. Dangling on the edge of wanting to exist. I love you, Ginger. I love you. I was kidding. I know breathing can help. I know. I'm having. You have to laugh at your own misery, or it'll consume you. Just don't be anxious, Lono. Come on. Don't worry. Be happy. Whew. You don't like it? Well, you're just clearly wrong. I was talking about people in general, not just Lono. People seem to have a misunderstanding that ranked is a sweat fest. Okay, but that's a different discussion, Crispy Bogod. You are right, but that's not the discussion we're talking about. There is certainly, and we've talked about this before, there's a stigma about ranked. We've had this discussion anytime we talk about skill-based matchmaking, and I'm like, if you want skill-based matchmaking because you don't want to fight the big boogeyman who's better than you, well, what you want is ranked and unranked. That's what you want. You want ranked and unranked. You don't want skill-based matchmaking, because if you start to improve, then skill-based matchmaking is going to flick you right on the nose. You're going to be like, yay, I'm finally getting better. Boom. Enjoy skill-based matchmaking. And you're not going to enjoy it. You want ranked and unranked. I agree with you. There's a stigma about ranked that doesn't make sense, but in this context, Crispy Bogod, what you said doesn't apply for a handful of reasons. First and foremost, I can't even pick the game mode when I go into ranked. That is a stupid, stupid decision, especially when you're like, go play this game mode in ranked. I can't even go pick it. And on the cusp of adding 4 new modes to the hopper, I can pick Slayer, I can pick Tactical Slayer, which is Halo Infinite SWAT, I can pick Fiesta, I can pick Free-for-All. You launch those new game modes, and I'm supposed to just, let me go run ranked and not be able to pick the mode. There's so many reasons to not play ranked. The stigma, I can't pick the mode, I don't want to. Like, there's a bunch of reasons. I was going to say, we're not having the discussion on whether or not they are implemented ranked and unranked in the way Lono's been talking about. Yeah, we've not had a conversation about that because I barely interacted with it. Sans says, I never played Halo, but Master Chief's my favorite character. I have no idea. I mean, he's super iconic. I can see why you would like Master Chief. He's iconic. He is one of the most iconic gaming, characters out there. It's like Mario, Sonic, Zelda, Samus Aran, Master Chief. He's definitely in like a top 5, top 10, for sure. It could be as simple as you don't like the BR as a starting weapon. Yeah. I want ranked free-for-all. I don't want a crew to run. I don't have a crew to run with on a regular basis. I still want a ranking that I can either be proud of or that I can deny exists. What do you mean? No, I don't play ranked. What do you mean? No, that wasn't me. Somebody else played on my account for the weekend. Yeah, Zubair's got all the excuses. Yeah, I don't really play ranked. Oh no, yeah, that was I let my nephew play. You shouldn't have to play content that you hate to progress a battle pass. Nothing worse than grinding a game mode that you don't like. That said, I'm not opposed to placing unique items behind difficult content. Well, yeah, again, and that's what I've been trying to drive home to people. They're like, you don't have to, you don't have to, you don't have to. Yes, you do. What do you mean? Yes, you do. You have to. If you want to get XP after game like 4 or 5, then yeah, you need to focus on challenges or you're not getting anything worth talking about. I hate ranked, it's just not my kind of environment. That being said, I've been forced into platinum and I hate it. Oof. There should be a ranked and social tab that allows for all the ranked and social games respectively like they did in Halo 3. 343 had better progression back in Halo 4. The change is that there's games offering a total package, so when you have choices, for fun alone isn't enough. yeah, the idea that like, oh, just play for fun. Why do you need a battle pass? Why do you need progression? Why do you need XP? Like what he just said, there's so many games out right now that are doing an undeniably better job at these things. You know what I mean? It's not hard to find another game that's doing a better job. Like that, you see what I'm saying? Just a base level battle pass design on any other game. Like I said, Splitgate should not be kicking the crap out of Halo with respect to a reason to log in every day, their battle pass design, and your ability to pick what you want to play. Splitgate has like what? How many people working on it? Less than the number of people on a football team, I think. Like what? Their team's like what? 8 to 13 people or something. What's happening here? A 13-man team has a better battle pass progression system and a daily login incentive, and a better like mode selection matchmaking hopper situation. How is Splitgate being better at these things? That's ridiculous. It's like these games don't exist in a bubble. Take Destiny, for example. It's got cross-play, cross-save. Any looter shooter that comes out of that ilk should launch with those features. Right. If I've already got my daily XP done and a buddy gets on, I don't want to join him and play because there's nothing for me in terms of XP. Right. Yo, another new member, Vaughn Bailey, clicking that join button, taking us to 8 new members of the day. Can we get 10 new members today? We are going to get really close to that 400 members count for Friday night. If you haven't become a member yet, it starts at $5 a month. You get a badge and emotes. You get increased access on our Discord, but you don't have to use our Discord server if you don't want to, right? You don't have to. You can, though, join us on Friday night, this coming Friday night, for Halo Infinite custom games. Me and my man Hilly will be shoutcasting you guys and making fun of you. If we get to 400 members before Friday night, I will bring back Split Screen, my esports casting desk that we did for like trials games, and I don't know, split screen special to me. So keep your eyes and your ears open, folks, and get that membership number cooking. Doom's multiplayer has deeper customization than what 343 claimed was only possible by removing the 2-color option. Not since Halo Combat Evolved have I been able to choose my colors. Welcome, Vaughn. I appreciate it. Yeah, we won't be shoutcasting trials. No. 4 months from Nova. Thanks for renewing, Nova. He says, Lono glow emote when? Short Stack says, I just want XP at the end of a match, and it makes it feel like my effort mattered. Currently, I can just throw as long as I get 7 Ravager kills. You said it. You said it. You're going to create behavioral trends in the game where people do exactly what you're talking about. They become a degenerate. They just boot up the game and, what do I got to do? Okay, I got to get this, and then who cares? They set the controller down. You know, they rubber band their controller so they run into the wall and don't get kicked or whatever the frick. Like, that's going to spread like wildfire. Why are people doing that? Oh, well, because they focus on the challenge and then nothing else matters. What do you mean nothing else matters? Well, I mean, Evan, you notice at the end of every game you're only getting 50 XP, and this is the best way to get XP, and it doesn't really matter how well you play or how many people you kill or even if you win or you lose. None of that matters. So, yeah, that's why people are doing that. Oh, well, now I feel disincentivized from doing that as well. You love split screen? I'll give you guys a little hint, I'll give you a little taste. This is the transition for split screen. That's a transition. I'll give you one more. Yeah? Whole awesome studio casting desk. I showed it off a little bit yesterday. Yeah, we found out what happened last week that was causing the servers to not work, Silent Warrior. There's a 24-player limit. So if you take in 24 players and then you take in 2 spectators, you're at 26 and it crashes and won't work. So you got to do 22 players with 2 spectators. So 11v11 is what we have to do if me and Hilly are going to spectate. No, I don't have the scene built. The computer that those guys worked on for me, it's sitting next to me. Just realized I was watching the replay an hour ago, but have you heard the 50 XP per game goes away after enough games? You mean you literally get nothing after so many games? That's not supposed to happen. It's supposed to be game 6 and on, you're supposed to get at least 50. What number game does it just stop entirely? Your Halo bias is showing. You hold this game up as a pinnacle, but you don't hold it to basic standards. That is something that I will say. Like, I love you guys that are fans of Halo, but some of you guys just, you don't hold it to the most basic industry standards that are in existence right now. Like, it's just, it's undeniable that you know, they're missing some pretty basic features. I don't know. At least Battlefield fans are holding Battlefield to the fire, you know? Y'all remember Farmville? I had forgotten about that. Also forgot to switch to live chat. Is it after 50 games? I'm not going to worry about that. If you're playing 50 games in a day, I mean, that's not a concern. That's an edge case. Certainly they should fix it, but that's not a front burner issue at all. At least that's when the XP stops for me. Yeah, I mean, I played 6 or 7 games yesterday in 2 hours, so even if you're cooking and you're doing, you know, 10 games in 2 hours, that means to get to 50 games, that's 10 hours of just nonstop. Come on. That's such an edge case. That's going to be so unusual for somebody in that span of time before everything resets. What 24-hour reset? You know? That many games, that's not going to be a common thing. Sure, fix it for the weird instance where it happens, but that's easily 10 to 12 hours. That's half of a day of Halo. Like, I can understand binging on the weekend and being like, this sucks. I stopped getting my XP after, you know, my 50th match, but that's not even the concern. The concern is that you should just be getting XP no matter what, just for playing. So if you play for 10 to 12 hours and you know life, because that's your day to play. That's Saturday, and you get some, you know, microwave meals and some Red Bull, and you go to town. Good for you. You should be getting XP the entire time. And somebody who plays 10 or 12 hours spread out over the week, they're going to get way more XP than you in the current system. And I just think that that's stupid. You both put in the same amount of hours. Like, if you work like crazy, let's say you work doubles or something, and the best thing for you to do is you wake up early on a Saturday, you make yourself some breakfast, you get yourself set up, and you want to clock in a nice 10-hour gaming session of Halo. You know, you're a healthy guy, you get up, you stretch, you do different things throughout the day, but you're just clocking your hours in that day. You start at 10 o'clock, and you go until midnight, on and off gaming all day. Good for you. That's your life, that's your day to play. You're going to get way less XP than the guy that played 10 or 12 hours, but he did it Monday through Friday. You should get the exact same amount of XP that they did. You both put in 10 to 12 hours. It's ludicrous to be like, no, this particular playstyle should get more XP. Why? You're not doing anything different. You're literally just shutting the game off and coming back. You're not playing better. You're not doing more challenges. Game-specific mode challenges are just now moved to ranked. How does this fix the frustration? Now it's a more competitive environment. Exactly, Spaghetti. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Why do you call that guy Spaghetti? It doesn't help with the randomness. No, and they didn't explain to people that if they use a challenge swap, then, you know, they're going to get another ranked challenge. Nobody knew that. One leads to more engagement for their numbers? I don't think so. That's the thing, Ashton. I think that this is a self-defeating idea. I think it defeats itself. If its aim is to get more regular logins and more consistent logins, I think they're going to get the exact opposite. I think people are going to get sick of it. You know, if every time you're ending a play session, you feel like your play session's being sort of ended not because of your own choice, but because the game's like, get out of here. You're not going to get any XP now. Eventually, you're just going to feel passively unwelcome. You're like, think about it. When you play an RPG and you're really close to your next level up and you have to stop for the day, you're at work school, in the car, wherever, you're thinking about, oh man, I can't wait to jump in the next day. Oh, I'm going to roll that level over. I'm going to get that stat point. I'm going to be able to use that new armor piece. Oh man, I can't wait to jump in the next day. Why? Well, because you didn't want to stop. But when they make it to where you're like, yeah, I mean, I guess I'm done for the day. Eventually, your brain's going to interpret that as, you're not. Why bother? That's not a pull. That's not going to drive you to come back. It's not going to drive you to come back at all. I'm sure some corporate head said it would. Yeah, well, this goes back to Steve Jobs saying that when the sales force was in charge of technology and R&D, they were making really bad decisions with respect to their hardware. And so they said, look, you can't have the sales force making these decisions and influencing the trajectory of the technology, right? You can't have corporate heads directing this type of thing because they don't understand player behavior. Problem, I think, says Deadly Dad Gaming, the problem, I think, is that all these data trackers that are out there, the developers are trying to push the numbers to see that daily login. They're not seeing that they're actually killing their game. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, sure, this may work for the short term, but eventually you're passively training people to feel like, yeah, I don't really feel like logging in today. You know? You're not like, ooh, I'm so close. Ooh, just one more game. You want people ending a play session because life dictates it. And they're like, I just want one more game. Mom's yelling at me. I got to get to work. I'm going to be late. I got to get to class. I got to get the kids to school. You want people to feel that sense of like, man, I wish I could just kept playing. Instead, now it's like, if every time you're ending a play session, you're like, well, I guess I should stop. Like my buddy got on, but I already got all my XP. Yeah, you're not seeing the forest for the trees. Like, they need to see the big picture here. The psychological influence this is going to have on players is not a good one. Oh, we went over 3 hours again. Dadgummit, we were having such a good discussion. Is there a Midnight Society trailer on YouTube somewhere? Let me see. Let's see if there's a Midnight Society trailer. No. We'll probably just have to, like, use an image. Is there? It's on Twitter, though, isn't it? It would be within the last day. Yeah, I'm not seeing the trailer. I'm not seeing it's been uploaded to YouTube. I'll bring this up again, but that's what happened in D2. I'd run my weeklies on the weekend. And my buds wouldn't want to play strikes. Right, because they've already done it. Oh, you know what I'll do? I'll just pull up their website. It's animated. Yeah. I'll just pull up the website. That'll work. If I do this, yeah, that'll look good. Can I do... I wish we could get that out of there, but that's fine. That's fine. We'll just run it like that. We got to do the next stream. Splinter Cell Remake begins development. All right, hang on a second. Let me get you the link to the next show. We were having such a good discussion, like I wasn't even watching the time. I was like, oh, we went over 3 hours. We like to keep our streams right under 3 hours, because when they get a little too long, people are less likely to like want to click on them or watch them. So we've just noticed you guys tend to like them when we keep them. So we're mainly doing it for you guys that, you know. I did browser zoom. It doesn't help. It doesn't get rid of the stuff at the top. Like, I could recrop it and zoom, but that's not worth it right now. All right, we're going to end the poll. If you guys are interested in my thoughts on Dr. Disrespect's game studio, Midnight Society, AAA studio, we're going to look at their site. We're going to look at the people, the talent that they've got, ex-Halo devs, ex-Call of Duty devs. Things got potential. Why? Midnight Society. Wait, their at is 12 a.m.? Okay, wow. Dr. Disrespect has massive potential. And then we'll say that we are live. And then we'll use this image. That's not the right image. That is Midnight Society hashtag. We'll do our midstream announcement in Discord. We haven't been doing that. All right, the link is in chat, right? Who's backing them financially? I don't know. They say they're AAA. They may be just talking about quality, not funding. Quality and staff could also be what they're referring to, not necessarily funding. So let me make sure redirect is set up here. We have made that mistake before. Okay. Click the link in chat. It's pinned at the top if redirect doesn't work. Hey, thanks for clicking on the video. Going to be talking about Dr. Disrespect's game studio, Midnight Society, recently announced, claiming they are a AAA studio with both ex-Halo developers as well as ex-Call of Duty developers. Want to give you an intro right here at the beginning, a quick little 4-minute segment to get you the goods if you're interested. This is also a live stream, so if you're watching the past broadcast, keep in mind we record this segment for another channel, but if you want to be here for the live streams, hit subscribe and the bell button. This is an SNTR update. Midnight Society, the brand new AAA studio announced by Dr. Disrespect, has been out